Well, what an episode. I could not believe I could not believe that this all got wrapped up in this episode.
Yeah,
I was wrong. I thought it was going to be episode 10 that
yeah.
they were going to wrap all this up with Lalo.
I I was right there with you. It happened sort of blinding speed a little bit, which I'm not really sure. I don't know. I mean, I was fine with it, but I sort of we're jumping right in here, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It happened pretty damn quick, which makes me wonder what the hell the rest of these 5 episodes are going to be, right?
Yeah, and they didn't show anything. The only thing they showed was black and white Saul's office with the Constitution, the Constitution on the wall and everything. So,
Yeah.
but before we go any further into this, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Nerdporial After Show. It's a delight to be able to do this again for Better Call Saul. I've been doing this for the Orville for like the last 6 weeks. So I've been doing those shows really late because the Orville drops at 11 p.m. on Central Time.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
so the earliest my shows are for those are midnight. So
Yeah, I fell asleep on you. Sorry.
but no, that's all right. Don't worry about it. It's
Uh,
not easy. Not everybody can do it. So,
on my
but
keyboard, by the way. But sorry, go ahead.
but I was really about everybody. I was really looking forward to watching this again. And before you go away, check out.
Uh-oh. He's roboted on me. Admiral, don't leave me alone. So, hey, chat, we got Judo Joker here. Hey,
Yeah,
you're
what's up,
back. You're
Judo
back.
Joker?
The
Yeah,
prophet himself, Judo Joker.
it's my
You're back.
stupid internet. It's
You're
my
good.
stupid
You're
internet.
good. Continue your thought. We lost you.
So what's up, Judo Joker? Welcome back. Damn, one episode. So glad to be back with you guys. Well, I feel the same.
Yes, absolutely.
Wyatt Kern says, "Damn, that was dark." Yes, like the whole episode took place at night, and something about episodes that are set at night and there's like so much tension going on. It just really gets me. I just love that stuff. With one exception, though, the battle for Winterfell in Game of Thrones was terrible. I'll just say that.
Well, dark is dark. So it's dark is good when it's done by a good director, I guess, because like Obi-Wan was all dark and crap too. So that I
Yep.
don't know if that's a hot take here or not, but most of the Obi-Wan show was dark and horrible. So yeah, there's a way to do dark, and I think this was a good way to do dark, right?
I still got to see Dark on Netflix. Oh wait,
Oh Jesus,
wrong Dark. But Electric
it's a good
Ninja
show.
says
Good show.
something very interesting. I thought Jesse and Walter were going to walk above Lalo, not Lalo and Howard. So yeah, if you have not watched the episode,
Get out of here.
why are you here?
Get out of
You do not
here.
want this. That's one thing because people some channels like One Take got to see the episode early. They filmed it like this film festival, so somebody went out there and like posted all the spoilers for this episode. So that was the one thing that I'm glad I didn't do that because it would have wrecked my viewing of this episode. So
Yeah, I've been trying to avoid any of that, like to the point where I'm not watching anything. Like, so any theories or anything that are out there for the show right now, besides for what has been sort of offered up by your chat, I don't know it, and that's how I want it to be right now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Everybody that said Lalo was in the floor, good on you. I didn't like Electric. Yeah, I know. Props to you, sir. Electric Ninja. I did not expect Howard to go down there either, so I'm right there with you. I felt bad for Howard all episode.
yeah.
He got done so dirty.
So
Poor
yeah,
Howard.
hail everyone. Yeah, definitely. And who else we got here? Louis Berry says, "Awesome episode." I thought, yeah, I felt that way too. We'll get into the nitty gritty pretty soon. Magic Ace is here too.
Yeah,
What's up,
Magic Ace is here.
And we got Richard James here. It says, "I think Jesse's going to make a cameo." Yeah, Jesse and Walt are both going to make cameos. He says, "I also think Jane is going to make a cameo. Maybe Walter Jr. I don't know. That would be a surprise if they did."
Yeah, that would be a surprise. I think. Yeah.
So first thoughts on the episode. You had some interesting takes. I'd love to, let's share it with the chat.
I guess I was sort of surprised at how fast it went. And then I'm trying to think what we said pregame about trying to rack my brain what we were talking about, but I didn't. I was glad that. Or I guess we're going full on spoilers right off the bat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I so one, I guess, chat, you're gonna have to agree or disagree with me. I didn't so much like per se, I guess, how the gunfight went down between Fring and Lalo. I didn't like the whole kick the light thing and the delayed reaction shot from Lalo. I feel like Lalo had him dead to rights there, even with the light kick. But that's nitpicky. Like I'll acknowledge that that's nitpicky. Gus did get hit, so maybe he just didn't hit him in the head, right? So I'll let that by. And I did have to say I was very very glad that sending Kim or Jimmy was just the fake out. That wasn't the real plan, which I think was
I
pretty obvious. But I mean,
Yeah, I mean, but I'll be honest, my emotions kind of took over, especially the way Kim reacted to Jimmy or to Saul
oh God,
when
yeah,
Saul was like, send her. Because the first thing that was going through my mind was that he was kind of selling her out.
no, no,
Or
no. So I thought
when
the exact
they figured
opposite.
yeah, okay, but yeah, it's when Kim explained it at the end that kind of brought that back to me. But the first thing I was thinking was he's trying to save his own skin,
No,
because
so I
as much as I love the character of Saul, I can see him doing that.
Yeah, I could, but I could see pretty much it was him going, whoever is here is dead because the other one's not going to be able to do what he wants. So Saul was like, I need to be the one here because Kim's either going to go there and not be able to accomplish what he wants, or not going to be able to go through with it, or just maybe Saul's expectation at that point was, don't even try, go, just get out of here, I'm dead. So
Yeah,
that's sort of where I was at. That was Saul sort of saying, sacrificing himself, saying, Kim, don't even try, just go.
yeah,
So I don't even know that Saul expected her to try and assassinate Fring.
because because once again, like, emotions kind of took over
Yeah, yeah.
once again. And it just, the way the music was played, the music was so menacing. Like, I was just like, it was like, I felt like I was watching, reminded me of watching Breaking Bad. Especially
Yeah.
I think the most menacing moment in that show was when Walt is laughing hysterically in the crawl space. Remember that
Oh
scene?
yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, well, and
That was
it helped that they played the marathon of Breaking Bad right before it.
Yeah.
And
I watched. I was expecting a movie, but they had the last 15 minutes of what's the name of the? I think the finale was called Felina for Breaking Bad.
I think yeah. So I ended up doing the same thing. I popped it on and there's the gun going off. I'm not gonna ruin Breaking Bad any, but yeah, I was like, wow, okay, they must have done the whole sixth season or something. I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah, I've been meaning to do a marathon myself, at least before this show ends, because this show is pretty much going to be everybody we're going to be saying goodbye to. As far as I know, we're going to be saying goodbye to the Breaking Bad universe. So,
we'll
like, you
see.
had Breaking Bad, you had El Camino, you had this Better Call Saul, and they did add some cartoons that which I haven't seen yet. Like, have any of you guys seen Slip and Jimmy, that cartoon, that like short cartoon series that they've been putting on?
I haven't. No, I didn't even know about it, to be honest. Like I
I
said,
just
I've been
want
sort
it,
of.
looks to me, it looks terrible. To me, it looks like crappy
Oh no.
Or I forget what they call it, California animation or something. It looked
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh no. Well, I'll have to take a look. I hadn't heard about it, to be honest. Like I said, I've pretty much been avoiding everything social media. But I want to give a shout out though. 32 people in chat. That's awesome. Hit that like button for us, guys.
Yeah, smash the like button, and
Very awesome episode.
yeah, and definitely yeah, check out my Better Call Saul. I mean, I know I'm shamelessly plugging, but I uploaded a Better Call Saul video that's getting very little love from YouTube. So check that out. It's basically it's basically me reviewing this season part
It's
one.
it's your channel. You gotta plug your own channel, my man. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, well, I've been marketing is part of the job.
There
So,
you
like,
go. No,
I go on Twitter. Here's my evil scheme. So I go on Twitter and I look up Better Call Saul. Like, there's the blue check mark profile Better Call Saul. I look up anybody that I know who I follow or who follows me that watches it or that follows that, and then that's how I'll tweet out like, hey, I'm doing a stream after show, and then I will tag everybody in it. So some people don't
Yeah,
like to be tagged, so just let me know. And
you're getting
there
some
you
good
go.
Twitter love today, and I did enjoy your review. So I did watch it at work. I've been at work so much lately; it's crazy, but I did enjoy it. So
I was lucky. I didn't
you
get
should
any
check it out.
copyright strike. I didn't get a copyright claim because
Your work,
I used the Barry version of the full version of the Better Call Saul theme, which is it's basically it's like a rock song basically.
yeah.
It's like a 70s style rock song.
Well,
So
I think it
I was
just
able to use that, and it was pretty cool.
you're getting savvy. That's all. I don't think you're not. If there's no luck, you're getting savvy and working hard, my friend.
Yeah.
So yeah. So where are we starting off?
All right. So
All right.
before we get into this, I want to say my take. I love this episode. I was wrong. Like I said, I was wrong. I did not think they would wrap up Lalo this quickly, but I guess they did. Lalo. I thought Lalo was going to ask for like legal advice, and then there was going to be another plan that would stretch out another couple episodes. No, that didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, I thought it was going to drag out a little bit more. I thought there was. I don't know. It would have been nice to see a little bit more Lalo. I think it was partially that maybe us being in denial because we had waited so long this season to get some Lalo, and then it sort of wrapped up pretty quick. I
Yeah.
wanted to see a little bit more, but
Yeah.
I would rather have them tying off storylines than leaving them floating in the ether. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
and it didn't end in a bad way, so that's fine too. A little
No.
bit
No, it
predictable,
didn't.
but not bad, right?
Yeah, it's one of those times where they set something up and then they actually pay it off. It's not like most shows nowadays where they try to like you said fake you out and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Gus doing that was set up from episode
Oh
5,
yeah.
from the end of
Yeah.
from the end of episode 5. So,
Yep.
but yeah, I love this episode. This episode was a freaking roller coaster ride. I wanted to write as quickly as I could so I could keep my eyes on the screen because I have to look at the paper that I'm writing on. I have to look at the notebook. And I did not see like the what was going to happen coming. So, but there was one great takeaway that I took away at the end of this episode. Howard and Mike share a scene together. They do. It's
Say
just
what
not
now?
Mike and Howard share a scene together because Howard's body's in the room and Mike is there cleaning.
It's like take
Mike
it
is there
easy.
cleaning it up.
Be
So
nice. Be nice to don't be nice to Howard before you throw him in that pit
yeah.
with Lalo.
And like I agree with everyone else's take, Vivid Kiwis and all them. Howard did not deserve any of this. So, and the way Mike looks at, I think the way Mike looks at Howard, especially at the very end of the episode, is really telling.
Yeah.
And even though he's like he's really fist deep into Gus's organization now, like he's just doing everything. He's handling all security. There's still he still has some humanity because of the fact that Howard was not in the game.
Right, exactly. That you could tell he felt a sort of way just from his facial expression. So
And
I
sorry.
do like no, you're good. I just was gonna say I like Wyatt Kern's comment there. Lalo's death was pretty perfect. He dies with a smile on his face.
Yeah, you know who I thought of? What other character dies with a smile on their face? Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so it was good. Yeah, no, that part
if you're
was
gonna go with a smile. There you go.
It's very good.
What's the name of the gas in that movie? Smilax or something?
I don't even. It's been so long since I've seen
Batman
that movie,
89.
man.
Yeah, we're old.
You know what? I mean, I'm gonna have to pop it on because it's been a long time, and there's generally nothing to watch on TV these days. So
it's what's funny is that whole movie, because I saw it as a kid, really young kid. Like the major plot just like went over my head. Like I had no idea what was going on. I just knew shit happened.
Yeah, so. Right. It's like it's Batman. It's Joker.
Yep, exactly. So
yeah,
spoiler
I tried to channel my inner nerdporial. I had a pen and paper all out, and I didn't write a single thing on it.
Well, that's why you have me here to do this.
There you go. All right, thank goodness.
It's not quite script writing level, but I divide scene by scene. So, all right. Well, are you guys ready? Let's get into this. So,
ready.
All right. So, name of this episode was Point and Shoot. Good reason. So we start at the beach. So this is before the opening. We're at the beach. I was like, okay, I was like, okay, so there's probably a body here. We see shoes, we see a shoe wash up, and then we go further back, and we see another shoe, and then of course we see a car, and of course the car gives it away right away. Namaste. It's Howard's car, and I believe we see his wallet and his ring on the dashboard.
Yeah.
So I think that's what Mike did at the very end of the episode when he's like, "Hold on," before they dumped him in the ditch.
Sort of brings the episode full circle. You start on the shoes and the ring and the wallet, and that's what he's retrieving before putting them into the hole. Yeah.
And I want to say thank you to Louis Berry for a $2 super chat. Stay nerd Poria, you're awesome. Says hope to get Walter and Jesse next episode or Jane. So I don't know when we're gonna get Walter and Jesse. I'm guessing if I had to guess, I would guess episode 10 we'll get Walter and Jesse as a flash forward. And then I think 11, 12, and 13 will be all Gene. So
yeah, I think it might be done on.
I love the I don't know about you, but I love the black and white Gene scenes. It just makes it very, I don't know, just like the choice of black and white just makes it more interesting. It's hard to explain for me. Like I love film noir, and
I'm right there with you because I don't normally like black and white. I'm just a color guy. Like I don't know. So like it's not that there's anything bad with black and white. Not that I won't watch black and white movies, but my preference is always color. But there's something, I don't know. There's something about it. You're right. Just the Gene scenes being in black and white, I think was a good choice.
It kind of raises tension. I don't know why. It just,
Yeah.
for me, it builds. It's like tension. There's like it just makes you think like there's shady stuff going on that you don't know about. So so you always feel like uptight about it.
Yeah, my hope for Jesse and Walter when they show up, because I think it's a foregone conclusion at this point, is it's something of substance. I hope it's not just some lame cameo. I hope they actually have some time to put on their character faces, and we get to love Walter White and Jesse Pinkman a little bit more. I hope it's not just a 2-second, hey, I'm driving by him on the side of the street type deal. You know what I mean? I hope it's something we can grab onto.
Yeah. I want to read this from Magic Ace. He says I don't want to assume any genders. The high on coke suicide by drowning was a brilliant way to provide an answer as to what happened to Howard. It would have been believable to his coworkers and his wife as well. Well, yeah. And so that was the thing that was really, I was really impressed with, is that because of all the stuff that Kim and Jimmy did throughout this season, well, it looks like they have to perpetuate. Now it has to become truth for them. The Howard being addicted to cocaine. So everything that they were trying to ruin him with, well, now it has to be truth for them, because this is the story that Mike coached them on at the end of this.
Well, they crafted it. I mean, Mike says it right there. Just continue
the
lie. This is the story you guys concocted for him. So now it's true. It's 100% the truth. So make it the truth, right? So
yeah. Yep. So I think the next couple episodes are going to be how we're going to explain why Kim is no longer with Jimmy.
Probably.
So for a second, here's what else was on my mind. So sending Kim, I was worried that like she would have been arrested. That was another consideration, was either she would have been killed by Mike's men. But then again, I thought about it now, like, wait, she met Mike, and of course they have the surveillance, so they see her. So I don't think so. I like right away, Mike was not going to do it. But then there was also maybe maybe a neighbor would call the police.
Right.
Like for a second, I thought she was going to actually shoot the body double, and we got to see the body double face.
Yeah, I did. I don't know. I didn't buy that much was going to happen with Kim. I pretty much, especially with Kim and Mike having the relationship. Obviously, Lalo doesn't know they've met. I don't think they've met on the down low so many times. So there's no reason for Lalo to think that that's a big deal. I was glad that it was sort of like, Lalo got talked into something that doesn't seem right? Because and that just showed Lalo didn't really give a crap who went. That wasn't the real plan, anyways, right? So
yeah.
I didn't really think anything was going to happen with Kim, just because Kim was going and Mike was there, right? And that place is so heavy surveilled that
And Lalo just So Lalo, like it was interesting, like what was going on. Especially we see the episode, so we're back in the apartment with them, and what did I write down? Of course, we see the flame whiskey on the candle. That was in the promotional stuff leading into this. And of course, we see a lot of blood. We see, blood. There's like blood is
Yeah,
oozing from Howard. It's going all over the floor.
that
It's on the wall.
was a
It's
haunting
everywhere.
shot. Just the blood going into the shell casing. It's like, whoa.
Yep. And then we hear like barely, because like it's like I guess when you're in shock, you don't hear anything right away, and then so they do that. They create that little effect, and then it clears up, and we hear "Let's Talk," where the episode left off last week, or not last week. Uh, and Jimmy tries to talk. He's just like, "Hey," he's like, I was like, I forget exactly what he says, to be honest. But yeah, just Jimmy, like Lala's just trying to snap them out. They're just like
Yeah.
freaking out. Like, but I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I'm a civilian. I would be freaking out too
Oh, of
if
course.
something like that happened in front of me.
No doubt. I mean, come on. Yeah, not only I mean, they didn't want him dead, they just want him ruined, right? So it's like it
Yeah.
went to another level. I mean, so of course that yeah, I think well within the right to be completely freaked the frick out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so it was interesting. Uh, well, like we said, Lalo wants one of them to drive to this location. He gives them his keys, and he's like, take out camera and take out the gun. And if you once the person opens the door, he describes Gus, basically looks like a library, he looks like a librarian, which is true. He kind of
Yeah,
does look like a librarian,
he
average
does.
height and everything. And just like once he opens the door, just unload. He just like unload on him, take a picture as proof, and then come back. And then you have then there's a time limit too. So it's like playing a video game. There's a time limit involved, and if it doesn't come back, then
Yeah,
stuff can happen to Jimmy. So of course, then that's when Jimmy tells Lalo tells Lalo to send Kim instead.
right. Yeah, I sort of something wasn't sitting right with that whole thing because Lalo had surveilled that the house for so long. I
Yeah.
was sort of thinking like, there's no way he thinks this could actually work. So,
Hmm.
which obviously he didn't. But
Yeah. So Wyatt has to say the writers of the show are too good for some lame cameo. Whatever it is will be meaningful in some way. Yeah.
I sure hope
Everything
so.
they do, they try to earn everything they do. They didn't just want to plop Lalo in. Like they wanted to really build that up. So
Yeah, he might be referring to my comment about Walter and Jesse too. I think.
yeah, Walter and Jesse are going to have some sort of. I think they're going to be in a flash. They're obviously going to be in a flash forward, and I'm curious what they're going to do. So
Yeah, me too. It should be. It's fun, right? Okay, we'll see what happens.
and we got another super chat from Louis Berry for $5. Well, thank you, Louis, or is it Lewis or Louis? Yeah, let me know. Hopes, Mike, Hank, and Gomez, Lalo, Gus, Arlie Ermy as the disappearer shows, and then of course his rest in peace, Robert Forster. Yeah, Arlie Ermy, he passed away too. Arlie Ermy is no longer with us either. So,
Hmm.
yeah. So yeah, R.I.P. Robert Forster and Arlie Ermy. So, but yeah, I mean, the only character I could think of that would be decent for another show would be, I mean, maybe Gus's backstory, his involvement with the Pinochet regime. And who
Yeah,
knows? I mean, that's the
yeah. I
only
don't
thing
know.
and maybe they go, and maybe we learn a little bit more about him and him and
I, I just think.
I forget his I'm not gonna say boyfriend because they never confirmed that, but his
Yeah, I just
friend.
feel like that's going to the Gus tree once too. I mean, we got Breaking Bad Gus, and then we got backstory of Gus here, and then you want to go even further back, Gus. It's just like, I don't know. I think it's going to get repetitive at one point if they keep going to the Gus backstories type stuff.
Yeah, and yep, Raymond and Angiano. So if you haven't watched the episode, watch the episode.
Yes.
And Loner Shark has a question for us. What do you think is going to happen to Kim now? What I think is going to happen is I think this is going to be. I think ultimately this is going to be too much. This whole thing is going to be too much for Kim, and she's going to leave. She's going to leave Jimmy.
I
That's
think
what I
she's
think is going to happen.
I think she's gonna snap. I don't know. I think she's gonna snap. Maybe maybe she freaking loses her mind and she's in the psycho ward. Like I think she's just gonna because she seemed pretty freaking freaked out there. So, I mean,
Oh yeah,
she's a pretty strong woman. So maybe she won't go full crazy, but I could see her just from all the pressure she's been put under here. This being her idea. I mean, it might not even be the Lalo stuff that sends her over. It could be the uh gosh, what I'm getting streamer brain. Freaking what's his name getting killed?
Lalo
Um no,
or
not
Howard.
Lalo. Howard. There you go, Howard. Sorry. I mean the fact that she basically that was her plot. She wanted them to do all this and it led him to come into the house and getting killed. That could send her over the edge and make her have a little bit of a break. But yeah, I think it's something like you said, maybe a little bit of a psychotic break. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. There's one thing that they have set up. I don't know if they're going to pay it off though, but they set up that I wonder if they're going to reveal why Kim left Nebraska. Because I mean, one thing they set up was that she didn't have a middle name, so we don't even know
Right.
if her real name is Kim Wexler. I mean, we know her name's Kimmy from her childhood, but we don't know if her name is actually Kim Wexler. That might be a new name that she did. I don't.
Sure.
So I'm curious if she got in trouble with the law and had to flee Nebraska. So I'm wondering if
Possible.
that's going
Yeah.
to pay off. So, and then of course I forget they mentioned another like we don't. I think it was Peter Gold said we are going to learn. Oh yeah, Peter Gold actually himself said that we're going to learn more about Kim in these next episodes. I think this was on talk. I think this was on Talking Saul. I don't I don't remember if that's exactly the case, but I think that is so.
There's still a lot to learn about her. So I mean,
Yes.
we only know very very little. So I mean, that all sounds very interesting. So I mean,
But I think with this, I think with this now, I think Mike and Gus and their stories are pretty much done with and Better Call Saul. So I think really what's going to be going down for the next 5 episodes is going to be Jimmy and Kim and then Gene.
well,
I don't know. I don't know if you'd agree.
I don't know because we still have to get Saul entrenched with Gus. I mean, Saul is pretty much
Well,
the
Saul never
go-to.
meets Gus. Saul doesn't know Gus. He
Yeah,
just
I
says
guess
he
that's
knows a
true, huh?
guy who knows a guy. Then
Right.
of
Yeah.
course
So I
Mike
guess
is the middleman.
yeah, I guess he works for Gus through Mike. So I guess maybe it could be right. That maybe I don't know. I feel like there might still be a little bit to wrap up, but I think the bulk of it, I think you're probably right. I think it's they need to Kim. They got a lot to explain and a lot to figure out, whatever direction they're gonna go. So I hope they focus on them.
Yeah, and of course, Louis Berry, another $2 super chat. And once again, thank you very much for the donation. It says Robert De Niro as the Disappearer show. Robert De Niro, I could see that. I could see a Jackie, like a kind of, I could see a little bit of his Jackie Brown character, but well, okay, maybe not Jackie Brown, but yeah, I could see him. I could see him doing a Robert Forster and being, no nonsense and straight to the point, not taking in, especially when it comes to dealing with, the law, not making any mistakes, being always laser focused on your exact process. And you do not deviate from that process, especially after you've seen El Camino. I'm sure you know what I mean. Like Jesse was trying to get him to do stuff, and he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And now that you're back, I'm going to charge you more money. That's all it's going to be. So, but yeah, that was very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm really curious where this is going to go. And they did not show anything at the end of this. Like I said, they did
No,
not show
what
anything at the end of this episode.
the next time like the stinger, yeah, there's really nothing there to go on at all. I think it was it was just basically I hope one day we'll wake up and forget basically. So yeah, not much to go off of there. So
So going back to the thick of it, she leaves, even though she's begging Jimmy, like it's like super emotional. She's begging Jimmy to say, she's saying no, she doesn't want to go, she doesn't want to leave, she doesn't want to leave him, she doesn't want to do this. And he's like, you got to, or he's just like, yeah, it's I'm gonna stay behind. So she leaves, and then Lalo right away has a gun pointed at Jimmy, and he bounds his hands with, I think, zip ties, I believe,
Yeah.
or something. And then he tells him a story, tells him about the armed men. He's like, right after I left, last time I was here, right after I left you, I went back home, and then right away, men came in and killed people that I cared about, killed people that meant something to me. And he just tells him about the whole thing.
Yep.
And he's like, you know who did that? Ignacio did that.
Yeah.
And he's like, Nacho? He's like, I didn't. I have nothing to do with that. Nacho did this alone. I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
And I just love how he's like, well, who connected you to me?
Yeah.
Ignacio. So there's a link there that we need to figure out.
Yeah.
So
well,
the
I
thing
think
is,
Lalo did a great job of just freaking Jimmy out. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean, just like play it like, because I don't I don't know, Lalo. I'm not sure. I guess I don't know why do you think Lalo did just kill Jimmy?
I think he wanted the story. He wanted to. He was going to come back. He was going to come back and question Jimmy
You think so?
about that, and then he would have killed Jimmy. So
Okay.
the fact that Gus and Mike, or Gus took him out first, was,
Yeah, had a timeline to keep, had to get to the, get there and get into the laundromat and all that stuff, and then come back for Jimmy after. I could buy that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they had. But here's one thing that I don't know if you guys know, but they recast Jeff the cab driver. So they have a different actor. I watched. You look at they show the rear view mirror. They reshot that part, and you hear a different voice asking, Gene, who, like, you know who you are, and you can tell it's a different actor. So they recasted the actor that plays Jeff the cab driver. So that's like the one time I think they've ever recast anybody in either Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. I don't remember they ever. Heck, they wouldn't even recast Jesse Plemons, even though Jesse Plemons put on a lot of weight when he was in El Camino.
Right.
So
I wonder, do you think there's any like reason for that, or just?
I think he was just he wasn't a major actor. He wasn't even a major recurring character. He was just in like a couple of scenes.
Yeah.
And I think I think it was Pete Peppers that said that he was he's on his own show. I think he's like a supporting actor on another show, and I guess they couldn't fit him in. They couldn't fit him into the schedule, so they hired another actor. So,
okay.
Which I'll be honest, did disappoint me, because the nerd Poriel in me likes, consistency throughout, but sometimes these things happen.
Yeah. I mean, show must go on, right? Sometimes it
exactly.
you can't fit in the schedule, right? Yeah.
It's business. So, and Game of Thrones did all the time, but then again, we know where Game of Thrones went. So
yeah, well, especially if he's got his own show going. I mean, for how much time he'd be in this show to, priorities, right? So
Richard James asks, "Will Ted make an appearance?" I'm assuming he's talking about Ted Beneke, the guy, Skylar's boss, the one that she boom chicka wawa, with.
Yeah, no, I know.
I do not think so.
I don't know why. I don't know how you could fit him. I mean, I don't. You sort of start straddling the line of, let's just throw as many cameos in for no reason. If you start getting the Ted Benekes in there, it's just like, I don't think Skylar even has a reason to be here at all. I mean, I think they should stick to stick to the cast here. You're gonna get your Walter and your Jesse in there, and leave it at that. I don't think we need a whole bunch of cameos personally, but that's me.
And Magic Ace says here, I'm hoping they show how Saul meets Kubi. Love his character. I'm hoping to see QB, but I don't think he's going to make an appearance, because I forget. I think QB is someone that I think Huel knows. And then they had to get him right away. I don't think Saul knew him before that. So, I mean, I'd love to see, Bill Burr come back, even though he's got the Joe Rogan look now, just like me, bald asshole like me. And I just wanted to say shout out to Orville Nation. Hello there. I know you haven't watched the show, but if you ever have time to, if you're ever looking for a new show to watch, this is a great show. I would definitely recommend watching Breaking Bad first, but Better Call Saul is a very great show. It's a show that doesn't insult your intelligence, and actually probably makes you as a viewer more intelligent. I don't know. I don't know if you agree, Steve, but that's what I think.
I know our chat is pretty intelligent. I feel dumber sometimes after you guys explain stuff to me, but
It's
but
same for
yeah,
me. There's things I miss too that the chat gets. That's
it
always
does
awesome.
definitely make you think. So I like that part of it, but that's one of the fun things about doing this is there's all kinds of things I've never thought of or missed, and just doing some of the chat with, or some of the comments in chat, it's like, oh shoot, I never thought about that. So it's fun. I think that's the number one thing, but it does make you think quite a bit.
This is one that I'm kind of critical about. They recast Kaylee, like Kaylee every week, every season. Yeah, Kaylee is supposed to be like 10 or 11 in Breaking Bad, so she should be like much younger, because Breaking Bad's like 6 years, is like 7 years, 7 or 8 years after, or six, it's like 6 or 7 years after Better Call Saul. So Kaylee should be like much younger. She should be like 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah, no, we I think we talked about that on the first half. Was just like,
Yeah,
it's hard to peg her age because it's all over the place. So
yeah, that's true.
yeah.
So let's get back to let's get back to this. So yeah, so we're talking about, so Jimmy is struggling. He falls with the chair. So it made me think of, believe it or not, Last Crusade, Indiana Jones, where
Okay.
him and
Yeah.
where him and Sean Connery are tied up.
In the fireplace. Yeah.
Yeah. Only difference was this time he knocks his chair down. He's like right next to Howard's body. He's looking at Howard's dead face. It's what's great about
Yeah.
that
Oh
scene
God.
there is, like, Howard is just lying there the whole time. Patrick Fabian is just lying there the whole time. It probably was, like, I've heard actors talk about their experiences. Like, it's like the easiest job, like just laying there. Like I heard Jack Gleason, who plays Joffrey in Game of Thrones, there was that episode where he was just laying there in his casket while Cersei and Jamie are doing the thing in the sept in the chapel. He rapes her more or less. And then Jack Gleason's just lying there, with the pebbles over his eyes, and yeah, it must have been a really easy job. Just lay there and don't move. And
I
yeah,
don't know. Well, I don't know. It depends how much you how real you want it. You got to not breathe if people are paying attention, right? So I don't know.
so to get back to the episode, so we see that Kim is driving and she tries to speed to get pulled over. At least that's why I interpreted her. That's why I interpreted what she was doing. She was speeding up so that she was hoping to get pulled over. But then when she was literally like right next to a police car, she opened the window. She wanted to say something, but she didn't. She stopped herself from doing it. And that's the thing. I was like, is she going to say anything? Is she going to say anything? And she didn't. So she ends up parking in front of Gus's house, and wow, this is where the menacing music really sets in. And I was just like, oh no. And then she gets out and walks slowly. I'm writing this down. I'm literally write down, I'm scared. I literally write down, I'm scared. And then
What, did you think she was gonna get shot or something?
I was worried she was gonna get shot or she was gonna get arrested, and this was gonna be a game-changing episode for her. So
yeah, maybe arrested. I never really dawned on me that she gets shot, but
yeah. So yeah, she just rings the doorbell. Somebody, I don't know if I don't remember. I have to rewatch it, but the door opens, but I don't think we see anybody in front of the door. Then she raises her gun, and then Mike I think Mike tackles her, pushes her into the house, and they shut the door.
Yeah, just sort of swoops behind her.
And then it goes to commercial. I was like, you sons of, I was like, because I was like, I mean, I knew Mike wasn't. I knew Mike wasn't going to do anything to her, but still, I was curious.
Would have been funny if he straight clubbed her in the head. I'd be like, what?
Because I mean, I'm thinking about Gus. Gus is kind of unpredictable sometimes in how he, like, whether he wants people to live or die. So like with Werner, like he told, like, he's like, yeah, kill him. You gotta kill him, Mike. So Mike killed him. I was worried Gus was going to say the same thing to
with Kim.
to Mike to take out Kim because she knows too much or something. That it's an irrational fear, but it was something I was kind of curious or
Well,
I
I
was
mean,
worried
and
about.
to be honest, that could still be coming. I mean, Gus was sort of freaking out about Lalo this whole time. Maybe if Gus and Mike still have a role to play, it could be them. Could be Gus saying you need to clean up this mess and get rid of them too, and Mike going no, we can use them or something like that.
Richard James brings up something pretty funny. After all this went down, after we went down, after we finished that roller coaster ride of this episode and everything kind of resolved itself, then we get the final scene with Lyle, and
I thought he was gonna die. I was like, oh no.
I forget. I can't even think of it. He was just singing "Pollos Hermanos," Pollos and well,
Yeah.
it wasn't quite like that.
But yeah, something like that.
But yeah, he's really and so Richard James says Lyle might die because he isn't the manager in Breaking Bad. Yeah, people don't quit. People don't quit jobs in the Breaking Bad or in the Breaking Bad or the Gilligan verse.
Well,
They die. They die.
I
They
was
die.
so on my toes. Like I saw Lyle, I'm like, no way. There's no way we're losing Lyle this episode too, because it's like in the dark and it's like, dude, Lyle. I'm like, is Lyle gonna die?
Yeah, I'm like, I
I'm
was
like,
like, I would be like, then there's gonna be a hashtag justice for Lyle.
yeah, right. Oh my
And
goodness.
I was like, if they do that, there's gonna be hell to pay if they kill Lyle off.
Dude, it's funny, but I was worried first. I was like, no, they wouldn't kill Lyle. No way. And then it's like, you have to run the store. It's like, okay, good.
DeGio Joker is completely on point here. He says Lyle was the real star of this episode. Hey, he sang, dude. He sang.
He's got some chops.
He is Pollo. Like he when it comes to pride, like he's got Pollos Hermanos pride. Like he is proud to work there. And then Gus basically gives him more responsibilities. Like you're gonna have to run, you have to open and close the store for like the next week or two, and then make the schedule. I mean, he's giving him more responsibility. So
he's got that.
I mean, we've seen Lyle throughout the show. Like we had Hector come in, start harassing everybody, and and Lyle stayed with them despite the fact that they all could have just left after something like that, because that's a terrifying thing.
Lyle's seen some stuff, man. Lyle is yeah. So
and one thing, that's for sure. And it's funny is because despite how much of an evil psycho Gus Fring is, he cares. There's still things to like about him. Like he cares about his employees. He wants his employees to be happy, even though it's only a front. But I think he wants his employees to be happy.
Well, I think he wants
civilian.
Well, do you think it's his employees, or he just wants his business to be well run? Like I don't know, because he has no qualms being a complete asshole. Excuse my language to Lyle in that one episode just to stay there in the restaurant longer. Basically antagonist going, it's not clean. Why isn't this clean? If you think it's clean, then fine, you can leave. So it's one of those. I don't know. I don't know. There's so much he cares about his employees as he cares about the reputation of his business.
Well, yeah, but like he does care about. I think he does care. Like, I mean, you saw the episode where the next episode he talks to. He's like, we'll send you home with full pay and everything. He was willing to compensate for everything. And of course, that's because he has to keep the criminal side away from the civilian side. He has to keep the game away from those. He has to keep the game away from those who are not playing the game.
I don't know. We'll see.
So there's some respect. There's some barbarous. There's a streak of barbarism that allows me to respect Gus, even though he's still an evil. He's one of the greatest villains of all time. He's up there with the Emperor from Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader, Khan from Wrath of Khan. Good terror for the T-1000. It's the best. He's up there with the best villains of all time.
Well,
he scared the shit out of me in Breaking Bad.
Yep, and
especially when he did that little thing with the box cutter.
Oh yeah. No, that was Gus is pretty damn imposing. And I just sort of put another stamp on it in this episode, going, basically having the shootout. So Yeah, I don't think you'd get any arguments from anybody that's watched either of these series thinking that Gus is one of the best villains written. Honestly, he's really really good.
And Judo Joker says, to your point, as much of a scumbag Gus is, I will always cheer for him outsmarting and killing the Salamancas. Yes.
Yes,
Well, the Salamancas are even bigger
yes,
antagonists. So, like, even
yeah.
though Gus is a villain, he's not an antagonist.
He's a
He's not
villain,
he's an
but
antagonist in Breaking Bad, but he's not an antagonist in this.
I, I, I
He's
s-
a
so I feel like Gus is an intelligent villain. The Salamancas are bullies.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's sort
well,
of
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Gus plays the long game. He's calculated.
yeah,
Salamancas are. I think Lalo was the smartest of the Salamancas.
yeah, but still a bully.
Yes,
So I
Hector was a bully. But
Tuco.
Hector wasn't an idiot. Hector wasn't an idiot. Tuco was just crazy. I mean, heck, even Don Eladio was afraid of him. He's like, he's
There
that.
you go.
Don Eladio did that nervous.
How about a Don Eladio series? There you go.
Tuco. Speaking of Tuco, do you think
Uh-oh.
Tuco's going to come back?
Oh man, would that be nutso? Like he's got to get out of jail at some point here, right? Because he's out of jail in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, and then he takes over. He basically takes over the Salamanca family, or I'd have to rewatch Breaking Bad, but yeah, he's in
Yeah,
charge of like he's unhinged, but still he's
he's got to get out, right? But I
yeah.
wonder how. Hmm. I wonder.
And yeah, and just to say hello, Brandon the Anime Guy has renewed his membership. Well, thank you, Brandon. And of course, yeah, he's just dropping by to say hi. And dang man, you're rocking it tonight. Well, thank you. Yeah, this is the final. I mean, I'm looking. I love doing these after shows. The chat is always awesome. It's always fun to have a conversation. I want to keep the chat engaged with us. So but yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they announced that Raymond I forget his name. The
I
actor
don't
that
know
plays
his name.
Tuco it's Raymond something. Raymond Cruz.
Well,
Raymond Cruz is going to come back.
go with you're thinking there's 5 episodes left. You're thinking the next two will be current timeline, and then the last three are going to be the black and white. So you think I guess there's enough time to sneak some Tuco in there. I just don't know. There's a lot to unwrap with Kim and Saul at this point, I think. So I don't know how much they're going to shove in there of extra stuff, including if they want, to do anything more with Mike and Gus. I don't know. It'd be fun to see Tuco. It's funny. He's a funny dude. He's funny. It's so funny to see Tuco freaking out on screen.
I was rewatching parts of episode 2 of season 1, and remember when Jimmy, remember when like they questioned Jimmy, and they like because he doesn't believe Jimmy that he's a lawyer. They have him hogtied and thrown into the desert. So I forget what name he gives them, but he's like calls himself like Agent Blair or Agent something. And he's like, I'm a DEA agent, and we're here to track you down. Basically, what they want here. And then of course that's when we first see Nacho, and Nacho's like, he's like, okay, then what business are we doing?
Yeah,
The next words out of your mouth better be the truth.
yeah,
And yeah, but yeah, the first 2 seasons, Nacho was. I was not invested in Nacho in the first 2 seasons because he was more of an antagonist in the first 2
yeah.
seasons. It wasn't until Hector comes in and he wants his father's business, and then that's when we started to. That's when he stopped being that's when Nacho stopped being an antagonist.
It's weird to say because the episodes haven't been by any stretch of the imagination bad. They've all been good, but Nacho not being there has sort of left a void. I keep wanting him to show up. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense? It's like,
yeah, it makes sense.
yeah, it's one of those. I don't think like the episodes have been all good. But like little Nacho would have made it a little better, right? I don't know how else would have put it, but yeah.
I put the link to my Better Call Saul video in the chat. So if you guys ever want to check it out, it's there. It's there to be watched. I can't wait to I can't wait to watch the rest of the season. So my excitement was in that video too. So all right, so let's go back. Now we're in so we're scene 3. At least that's every time there's a commercial break, then it's a new scene. So Gus is basically watching the surveillance as Mike and his men are basically putting, Kim in the chair, and then they're questioning him. I like how they showed that. I thought it was a very creative way to show that through Gus's point of view.
Yeah.
And they question her, and she's just freaking out. Like her and Jimmy are just like, they're like, just calm down, because they're just not used to dealing with this type of thing. And that's what makes it this part of what makes this exciting. I was looking forward to, ever since the beginning of the show, to see how they come together. Because I mean, like I said in my review, Jimmy and Mike's storylines are pretty much separate. Like they get like maybe a single scene a season, maybe two if we're lucky.
Right.
But here they like, this is really them coming together.
Yeah.
And I just want to see more of that. It's too bad there's only 5 episodes left.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Don't have anything to add really to that, but yeah, no, I'm with you. It was neat to see. So
yeah, and then there's she actually yells at Mike. She's like, "Where were you? You were supposed to be." She's like, "Where were you? You were supposed to be watching us."
Yeah,
that was the one time Mike was like, "Yeah."
like,
but he walked away. He walked away, and he's like, "We gotta go." And he took his men. He talked to Gus, and Gus, he's like, "Yeah, we stay here, hunker down. We're gonna go take care of Lalo at the apartment." So they go to the apartment, and of course Lalo is not there. And it's interesting that right after that, we find out that Lalo is actually at the Lavanderia. And he sneaks in, and the security guy was not at his post, so the security guy missed him. He was not at his post doing the surveillance. He was just he walked away. I forget why he walked away. But Lalo managed to sneak in, and he actually got in through a fan. He just got in through a moving fan. So,
did he not go? I thought everybody left? Maybe I missed that. The left the guy. I mean,
there was the one surveillance guy.
So just missed him.
Yeah. So like he moved out of the camera's sight, by like literally like a second before the surveillance guy got back to his post. So the surveillance guy did not notice. So we're back with Gus, and he's taking off his tie, and he actually talks to Kim. He actually calls Kim. And he's like, he asked, like, he questioned Kim, and Kim's like, doesn't want to talk. And then the men are like, you better answer.
Yeah.
And he questions her why Lalo sent her. And of course she says, her husband talked him out of sending her. She was going to send him. And then he thought about it. Gus does his, thinking, he puts on his thinking cap, just like he did with, Don Hector, when he shook his hand and figured out that Lalo was alive. Well, he was thinking, he's like, maybe Lalo is not where maybe Lalo's not where we think he is. And I kind of saw this come. This one I kind of saw coming. I thought, like, okay, obviously they're setting Gus up that he planted the gun a few episodes ago,
right?
By that excavator,
right?
So it's the final showdown was going to be down there.
Yeah, that's
unless that was a red herring, but that was not a red herring this time.
Well, as soon as all this started unfolding, that's where I, earlier, when we just started, I said it was a little bit predictable. It's like, okay, we see, but it's a predictable in an okay way. They've set it up. They've left the little breadcrumbs. If you're paying attention, like, okay, here it comes. Here comes the showdown, right? So, I didn't care that I knew what was about to happen. I didn't know how it was going to happen or what was going to be the result of it. Well, I mean, we sort of knew what the result was going to be. Frank's not going to die, but it's one of those. Yeah. I don't think it removed any of the tension out of the scene.
No,
for me, anyway.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But like everything he did in that episode, he was testing the cable. He was like keeping track of his position. Then he counted his steps to the excavator, and then he planted the gun. So and he did all that. He did all that in case he figured he was going to Lalo was going to outmaneuver him and probably take him hostage, which is interesting way to really plan ahead like that.
It's a little 4D chess, but
yeah,
I mean,
4D chess.
I'll forgive. It's like I said, it's a little nitpicky, but I don't know who in chat also thinks that Lalo could have popped him in the head before he kicked the light out. I didn't like how it was done. If I'm gonna be fair, I think that it just wasn't fluid enough, and I think Lalo could have clipped him. I know he clipped him and he shot him, but
Yeah, it
it
happened so fast too.
yeah, it
So
was one of those.
I'm willing to forgive that because it happened so fast. Because I'm writing this down and I missed the shot.
Yeah, I
All I
mean,
had
once
was
it's
my hearing to hear it.
yeah, once it's dark, everything, all bets are off, right? I mean, you're basically shooting at
Yeah,
whatever, you're shooting at, like if Lalo doesn't get him on the first shot, then
yeah,
obviously Gus is in the advantage because he's shooting at the muzzle flash, right? So
yeah.
I get all that, and maybe we're to believe that Lalo did hit him. He just hit him in the side, and he just missed his shot, which fine.
Yeah, I
I'm
wasn't
okay
sure
with
if
that.
that was I wasn't yeah, so that was a different shot. So that was a different wound. So like he got shot in the chest.
Yeah, but he
That's
got one down. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's one thing I was like, wait, is he bleeding from that?
No,
I mean,
because no, it was two. So he got
because he had the bulletproof
yeah,
vest.
he took the one out that he shot him before just to like, I mean business one. They shot him on
Yeah.
purpose in the vest. But the second one, I'm thinking we're to believe that before the light went out, that's where Lalo hit him. Is my or just in the gunfight, he clipped him. One or the other. But yeah,
Okay.
that was a second gunshot.
Wyatt Kern says he was holding the gun with one hand because of the camera. He had to drop it to stabilize his shots.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember,
Okay.
Wyatt's a,
Well, no,
gunslinger.
I'm just curious. I mean, it's one of those look.
Okay, Corral,
Yeah, like it's not that it. I just it's one of those. I wasn't. I'll watch it again because I always do. Just take my initial reaction was, I think Lalo could have popped him, and maybe he did, but
I want to address
it
this
didn't ruin
chat.
anything. Right,
Yeah,
go
I want
ahead.
to address this chat right here. Henry Lemoyne says Gus is definitely going to visit Hector and taunt him, saying that he killed Lalo and had him buried in the lab. All right. Here's what I think is going to happen. I predict that that's going to be the very final scene of Gus in Better Call Saul. Is going to be him visiting Hector and telling him that Lalo is dead. I don't think he's going to tell him he's buried in the lab though, but he's going to tell Lalo. He's going to tell him that his
Killed him.
Lalo is dead.
Well, I mean,
And
basically said that he. I mean, that's basically what he said he was going to do, right? So
yeah. Yep, that's exactly what I was going to do. So, but yeah,
yep.
so yeah, so like once again, yeah, yeah, so they're outside. So we're gonna go back to the scene with Mike. So he has a sniper perch. It wasn't him. At first second, I was like, oh, is he the one perched with the sniper? And he has another guy perched across the street where he was perched in last season. And yeah, they simply go up the stairs. Gus goes into Lavanderia. He sees the fan. He sees that it was open, and then of course Lalo comes in, shoots, it dispatches his men, and of course then he does what he does. But one thing we didn't talk about yet that I loved, so Lalo has the camera. He's recording everything. Gus had to make it look real. Throughout the season, they had to with all the shit that they did to Nacho to make it look real. Well, Gus had to make it look real, so he had to be defiant when it came to opening the secret door. And I loved Lalo's reaction. He's like, "Hey, I have something like that too. It's just like my bathtub, but better." He's like, "That's awesome." I love that reaction from him. But
Lalo's so
yes,
good, man. Sorry,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
and of course the bathtub, Lalo in the bathtub. If you've ever heard of the drug kingpin El Chapo, that's how El Chapo had got away. He had like a secret a secret tunnel underneath a bathtub or underneath his bathroom or something. That's how, and he used to flee that way. He used to flee from flee away from that. So, but yeah, I loved when I loved it when Gus did his so here's where my expectations were subverted. So so with Nacho and Howard, they both gave really strong speeches, monologues right before they died.
Yeah.
Well, here Gus gives a great speech and monologue, but instead of him dying, Lalo dies.
Right.
All Lalo says, because he tells Lalo everything. He tells Lalo, "I am the reason that Hector's where he's at. He is mine." And Lalo did not even react emotionally. He's just like, all he said was big talk.
Yeah.
And then that's when I think that's when Gus, said no. It's like, oh, there's something else too, and then he kicks the thing, and power goes out, and then he shoots Lalo, and Lalo gets hit in the neck, and he dies smiling.
Die
And
smiling.
it's fitting for Lalo because Lalo likes to smile. And he's a psycho. He's a psychopath that just hides his psychoness with a smile.
Yeah.
Put on a great
Yeah,
big smile. Put on that happy face.
It was fitting and creepy at the same time. Just he's sitting there bleeding out from his gun, and then he's just like, yeah, it's like, oh my god, it's a little creepy, but perfectly fit with what I believe that's how Lalo would go out with a big smile on his face.
Okay, here's the exact quote. He's like, "Big talk. You done yet? No, not yet."
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So yeah, that was. And then Henry has another one. So why did Lalo laugh before he died? Was it like a sarcastic? I can't believe you won against me laugh. That's probably exactly what it was. Lalo, you can't. Lalo can laugh for any reason.
Yeah. Oh shit, I'm dead.
Like he laughed. He's like, "You broke my rib." He's like, "Dude, you broke my rib." He's smiling and laughing about it when Casper hit him with the axe.
Yeah,
hit him with the blunt side of the axe. He's like, "You broke my rib."
Yeah, anything. It's the ultimate last joke is him dying because Gus got him. I guess I don't know. He'll laugh at anything. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's still strongly implied. Like I thought they were going to reveal, like he's going to say, "I had to kill 2 people to fake my own death." They never brought that up again with Sylvia and Mateo, because he killed Sylvia. It's heavily implied that well, he did kill them both. We just didn't didn't see it. So
yeah.
But yeah, going back to so Lalo Salamanca is dead, and I'll say this: Tony Dalton. Tony Dalton was awesome as
his delivery was so good.
This was great. He's a great actor if you give him like really great great stuff to work with. Because I've heard like he's not that good in I forget what was he in Hawkeye? I think he was in one of the Marvel shows.
I don't know.
He's in one of the Marvel shows, and I heard his performance wasn't that as great, but that's because these Marvel shows are not that great. But in my opinion, if you like them, that's fine. But they're nowhere near as the level of writing as Better Call Saul.
No,
and Better Call Better Call Saul like the acting just across the board has been nothing short of excellent. Like Michael Mando, Patrick Fabian, even Jonathan Banks was that with his
the first scene with Kim and Saul just freaking out and trying to push each other out the door. I mean, it's all just acted.
Their panic.
It's all believable.
It looked real. Like it looked freaking real. Like it looked like they were really panicking, and I felt it. I felt it too to a degree, and that's the thing. They know how to make you feel, and that's what makes the show great, in my opinion. So.
Back 2 seconds.
All right, so let's keep going. So Wyatt Kern says, "It's all good, man. It's all good, man." Henry Lemoyne says, "I love how Gus told Lalo that I will take everything away from Hector and completely break him. And even though Hector blew up Gus still took everything from him and ruined his life." Yeah. Yep. It's what happens when you kill a lover. That type of emotion stays with you forever, and that's why Gus did what he did. At least I think that guy was his name, Max. Max was like his lover, in my opinion, because you don't, even for a friend, I don't even think you'd go to that trouble.
It's heavily implied, and
of course they make fun of him, and that's I was hoping they would reveal it. I was hoping he would say that, but he didn't. So they still want to keep that. They still want to keep that kind of ambiguous.
Oh, he might still. I think you're right. There's still a Hector scene to be had. So maybe it'll be something like that. Maybe Gus gets Tuco out of jail just to torment him. I don't know.
This is interesting. Magic Ace says this episode was the one they were filming when Odenkirk had his heart attack. Okay, I wasn't sure when he had. I thought it was episode 7 when he had his heart attack. So that's an interesting thing. Yeah, because I think he had it on set. Like if he would have went to his trailer, he probably would not. Nobody would have known where he was, and he probably could have died.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why Carrie Fisher passed away was that she had a heart attack on the plane, and they couldn't land right away, so she was without oxygen for like a long time, and that's why I think she died, was because of just poor timing. It was just like it's crazy. So, but it's the same thing. And Henry says, we never got confirmation that Lalo killed Casper. Wouldn't it be cool if there's a scene where someone is watching TV and says local man Germany found cut into tiny little pieces in the forest?
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest though. I would not find it believable because nobody in the United States hears about anything that goes on in Europe unless it's sensational, like, you know, if there's a war or if it involves Russia or
One-legged German man wins lumberjack contest. That would be better.
There you go. There you go. That I could find that if they wanted to do a feel good segment, you know, and they decide, you know, do an international feel good segment, because, you know, a lot of those news shows like to do feel good segments at the end because they talk about all this, you know, murder and, you know, bad stuff happening, and then they follow it up with, oh, like there's a kid that won a contest, or there's a dog that got through cancer or something. It's stuff like that, you know, feel good.
What?
So.
One-legged German wins lumberjack contest. Yeah.
Hashtag justice for Casper, because Casper was the good one. I mean, reason why I was asking myself, why did they choose Casper to be the one to be hurt by Lalo? Because Casper was the one that probably cared the most for Werner. I mean, you saw it in how he spit at Mike for what he said, and he's like, this guy's a million times better than you, and then spits. So he had nothing but high respect for Warner. And so it would be natural for the writers to have him be the one to make that thing for him and send it to his wife.
Oh yeah.
Or I don't know if I don't know if he sent it to him before he died or if that was supposed to be after. Okay, I think it was supposed to be before.
Yeah, I think it was before.
I don't remember.
It was before.
But it made sense. And so hashtag justice for Casper. I'm curious. Do you think we'll see Chuck McGill in another flashback? Do you think we'll get another flashback to Chuck McGill?
So. I think Chuck's done.
So,
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Unless it's possible, just because now Saul's got a lot of ghosts hanging over his head. I mean, Howard now, and then you got Chuck. I mean, I guess Howard is probably gonna, terrorize Kim a little bit. But I mean, there's some bodies hanging over him now.
You know what? That's a very interesting point. I didn't think of that. He's like, I wonder if the episode's intensity actually contributed to his heart attack. It might have.
It's possible.
Yeah, like I'll give you that, Magic Ace. I'll give you that. So, oh man. So now that all that's done, so Lyle, like we're back to Lyle. Lyle goes to Pollos to open. He's singing. What is he like? Pollos hermanos. Okay, that's not. He didn't sing that. It was something. It was something familiar. I just can't think of it now.
I forgot but it was something to that effect. But yeah, at the crack of dawn, like not even the crack of dawn, before the crack of dawn. It's still dark out in the morning. Like had to be 4 a.m. or something. Man, it was early.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they have breakfast at Pollos Hermanos. I wonder if they have a good. I wonder if they have a good breakfast. A spicy chicken biscuit, a southwestern, a nice southwestern chicken biscuit with maybe some jalapenos, some green chiles. That New Mexico is known for. Sounds delicious.
Trying to give me an ulcer, bro. I can't handle the hot, spicy stuff.
And neither can I. My buddy can though. So
I couldn't eat at Los Pollos Hermanos. Too much flavor.
Okay, James Robinson says it was La Cucaracha was Lyle's tune. Okay,
that makes sense.
I can't think of it for some reason. I'm blanking on the tune right now, but yeah, it was. I just loved. I loved him singing Pollos Hermanos.
I was horrified. I thought I was going to buy it. I thought we were losing Lyle. I really did.
I know. Like I said, like we said, justice for.
I was waiting for I was waiting for it to blow up again. Another one. It's like no. Sorry, go ahead.
And of course, while he goes in, Frank calls him and says, "I won't be around, and you're going to be the store. You're going to be my face. You're going to be the store manager, and so I want you to do this, and I won't be in for a while. And then while he's doing that, he's being given first aid. So I thought the doctor was already there, but the doctor's not there. I forget the doctor's name. The one that gives that did I
Yeah.
forget his name. The one that treated the heavyset one. He treated Gus in Breaking Bad in the episode where he drank the poison,
Yeah.
poisoned the entire
Treat,
cartel.
yeah, treated Mike and
And
everything.
treated Mike. Yeah, so I'm getting. So they said, oh, he's like a few hours away because he's all the way down in Mexico, and so they have to bring him there to treat him.
Yep.
So I'm guessing that second shot, that was a second shot that they were treating him for with the blood.
Yeah.
Because for a second I was like, can you bleed? I was like, can you, like, he took the bullet out from his bulletproof vest, but then he's bleeding. I was like, can you bleed from a gunshot to a bulletproof vest?
I mean, if it penetrated, why not? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, he
it was pretty
he
close.
was not far away. Yeah, he was pretty close. So
yeah. So it could be multiple things. I mean, it could have broke a rib too. I mean,
yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that's true too. So,
so
but yeah, so while he's getting first aid, Mike is like pissed. He's like, next time you're gonna play detective, you better fucking let me know. And he's like, yeah, it's like it could have gone down different. And the Gus is like, yeah, it could have went down different. So,
well, I mean, to be fair, Gus did go with like 8 dudes.
I think he had like 5. I think he had like 3. He had like 3 or 4. I think he had 3 or 4.
He didn't go by himself, so I mean, like they all got gunned down pretty.
I mean, there were the guys that were with Kim, or I think there was like 1 or 2 guys that stayed with Kim in the other house, in his house, and then he took the 2 guys that Mike left with him in the safe house. So
yeah, well, I mean, I know there was at least 3 that he took with him. So I mean, Lalo took out.
He took out like 3 or 4 people. So I think there were 2 people stationed. He had 2 people with him from the house, and then there were 2 people that were already at the Lavanderia or something. So right. I think there were 3 or 4. I have to rewatch the episode to rewatch the episode, but I think Lalo took out like 3 or 4 of them. So
yeah, I think you're right.
I was expecting Lalo to like. I didn't think he would just go straight out shoot them all like that. I was expecting like a more interesting ambush, but hey, it's
yeah, it's sort of I don't know. It was fine, but I guess maybe I just wasn't ready to see Lalo go because I think I was sort of like you wasn't expecting it to be wrapped up in the first episode back.
Yeah, man, I can only imagine all those guys that went and saw the opening, saw the premiere. Like weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, to keep that secret.
Yeah, part of me sort of wanted Gus to turn on the light and him be gone. And sort of like them like tracking him down a little bit. I mean, but I get it. Why they didn't. We're sort of doing that already for how playing cat and mouse with Lalo for most of the season. So yeah, I get. It was just time, I think. So I guess it's fine, and they just have a lot of other things they need to wrap up. So I was okay with it.
Yeah. So yeah, same here. I was. Yeah. So So R.I.P. to Eduardo Salamanca. Even though he was the antagonist, he will be missed. He will be missed because a lot of the time, I mean, there's still going to be some tension going forward, but I don't think there's going to be nearly the amount of tension there was. Like this was the episode. This was like the payoff.
Wait. So if 2 people now said it, was he? I didn't even take a look. Lalo was really wearing slippers during this whole deal.
It looked like he was wearing some it looked like he was wearing some nice shoes, or I don't know if they were shoes. I'd have to rewatch it. But yeah,
that's so awesome. I didn't even realize it, but that's so cool.
Yeah, so
awesome. The death toll rises for Better Call Saul too.
Yeah, now the only character that's left that is not in Breaking Bad is Kim. So is Kim going to live, or is Kim going to, or is Kim? Or there has to be a reason why Kim is not present in Breaking Bad.
Live or die. You should make. You got a poll. We got 36 in the chat. You could pull it. See is Kim going to live or die, man?
I have to. Let me see how I can. Do
that. I know. We've had a few people already say they still believe that Kim is pulling the strings in all of Breaking Bad in the background, and well, Kim and Lyle. You're right, Judo Joker. How could we forget Lyle?
Yeah, I'm gonna write the poll right now. Do you think
Lyle's got to live? Lyle must live. Live, right. Lyle.
I'm gonna start with Kim now. Do you think Kim is going
I
to
think we need a
live?
whole nother storyline for Lyle. Lyle is going to betray uh, Gus and steal the secret recipe and open his own chain
There you
of
go.
Lyle's chicken shack or something like that. There you go.
Okay, poll. Yeah, the poll is up.
Poll is
So if
up.
you
All
look
right,
at
I
that,
gotta go
so
vote. Oh man, we'll see what we get here. All right, let's see here. 7. Ooh, all right.
I accidentally hit no. So take one away from me. I forgot that I thought I typed down that Kim's gonna die, but no, I said, do you think Kim's gonna live? But yeah, I think it's a yes.
50-50 right now. 8 votes in. All
Oh
right.
really? Wow.
I think she's
All right.
gonna. No, I don't know. I have no idea. I think I voted no just because I thought everybody else was gonna vote yes. But
Yeah, I think she's gonna live, and I think I'm curious. I don't think Jimmy's gonna die. Here, I'll add another one. I think they
did
confirmed
you
more or
too?
less.
I think you
Huh?
got to finish the first poll to do a second one, don't you?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let that go for a
So
while.
what?
I'll let that
So
go for
what's the next poll? I didn't even hear what you were thinking.
Jimmy. Saul.
I was gonna die.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I don't think he's ultimately gonna die. I think he's gonna. What I think is gonna happen is he's either gonna go to jail or he's going to. I think what's gonna happen is the police are gonna catch him, and he's gonna come out with his coat, and he's gonna be like Joker. He's gonna be like Joker. He's gonna be like put on a show, and he's just gonna walk towards the police, and that's how the show's gonna end. I know it might sound. I don't know if you agree, but if you think it sounds terrible, I'm sorry. That's kind of what I'm imagining it to be. It might be totally. It'll probably definitely be totally different from.
I want to see Saul giving law advice in jail to inmates. At
Oh,
the
that
end.
too. Yeah,
There you go.
that could be another one. Just like the Blues Brothers. Remember how the Blues Brothers get arrested and then
Yeah.
they're performing.
Yeah,
And
Saul Goodman's doing his type of
he'll be
lawyering
like
inside jail.
he'll be
Yeah.
like a less honorable Andy Dufresne if you've ever seen the Shawshank
Oh,
Redemption.
good. Yes, of course. Andy
Yes, like
Dufresne
Andy Dufresne was like did all the banking and all that.
called through a river of shit. Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep. That's because I mean, there was confirmation like that he didn't do it. There was evidence, and
Such a good movie,
the
man.
warden didn't want to. Yeah, and the warden didn't want to do it. And the warden was dirty. So
If you haven't seen Shawshank Redemption, I know we're not talking. See Shawshank Redemption.
oh yeah,
Excellent
Shawshank
movie.
Redemption. If you want a really happy ending, you want a beautifully happy ending. That's a great thing. But the Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad are not going to have happy endings like that. So, and I think the thing is, I don't think they're going to kill Saul is because they killed Walter, and I think they want to do something different. They don't want to repeat the death of their protagonist. At least that's what I think. And Peter Gould said, you know what? I think there's something different in mind for Saul Goodman. And he asked, Peter Gould asked, like, what does Saul Goodman or what does James Morgan McGill? And I kind of quote him in my review. What does James Morgan McGill ultimately deserve? And that's the question that you got to go into the finale thinking about, like what is gonna happen to him? What is he gonna do and stuff? So,
right.
I said and stuff because it's a bad habit. So,
yeah, I don't think he's gonna die, but
no.
I don't know. There's a few things that could happen, so that aren't death. So we'll see. Maybe goes into hiding with Kim after she finds him. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe he chose to be in Omaha to be close to her. Maybe he kept tabs on where she was. Maybe they still remain friends, but long distance. I don't know. Maybe she decided to go back home and face whatever happened to her. I don't know. It's interesting. So, Richard James has a very interesting one. He says Gene is going to be sent to jail and Kim is going to be his lawyer. Okay, I could see that. In the Saul timeline, not the Gene one. Have we seen the diamonds in color yet? No, I don't think we have. Have we? Have we seen them in Breaking Bad?
I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure. To be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, and
Lyle kills Saul. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep it in.
Yeah, Lyle kills Saul.
Lyle's a secret hitman.
So 11 votes now for Kim is going to live. 64% say she's going to live, and 36% say no. So yeah, okay. I'll just keep that up for a bit. So yeah, if you haven't voted, yeah, hit the vote.
Yeah.
And of course, I want to read Henry Lemoyne. He says, "You know what's crazy? If you take Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and the whole Breaking Bad universe, Jimmy has more screen time than Walter White at this point." Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does. He actually, I guess he does.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's
There's more episodes of Better Call Saul, and of course, he was also in Breaking Bad.
Yep.
And Walter White was not in Better Call Saul yet. I mean, he's probably gonna have a single scene, maybe 2 scenes if we're lucky.
Yeah, somebody had made I didn't catch who it was, but someone said they think Jimmy's going to turn himself in. What do you think about that? You think he's just going to
That's
drop
an
the
that,
charade?
that's an idea. That's an idea because like he's just completely freaking paranoid.
Yeah, I think he's just done with the
Either that, or
panic
he's
attack.
gonna, or that, or he's gonna just like another big thing is like you see him putting on the Saul Goodman outfit. At least it looks like he's putting it on from the poster for the final season. So he might revert back to Saul Goodman. Like there was a little bit of a seed to that in season 3 when he's sitting there for his lunch. He's sitting on the bench for his lunch, and the kid's running, and the kid hides in the photo booth, and then he kind of rats on the kid.
Yeah,
and then he's like, "Don't say anything. Get a lawyer." And then the security guys just looks at him. It's like, asshole.
Yeah. No, sorry. I'm just laughing. We're getting some good comments in chat. Just imagine Jimmy had an affair with Skylar. I don't know.
I actually love I love Valsico. It says, "Imagine Jimmy had an affair with Skylar." I loved their interaction in Breaking Bad. Her and him. It was like Jimmy or like Saul always stole the show in Breaking Bad. So when I heard about Better Call Saul, I was immediately interested because I like him and I liked Mike. I thought Mike was awesome.
I never really liked Skylar.
I didn't like Skylar either, but I liked her scenes with Saul though. Like Saul kind of carried the. Yeah, I like that. So. The Judo Joker says Lyle is still in Breaking Bad. He's actually Skinny Pete, and he's pulling all the strings behind the scenes of Gus's meth empire. Sounds equivalent to. This sounds this might not be. This might sound unfair, but it sounds equivalent to Darth Jar Jar in the prequels, pulling all the strings, all the strings.
I feel if man Lyle has fallen far to turn into Skinny Pete. What a change.
So Lyle's actually the true mastermind, the kingpin.
He's Don Eladio's eyes and ears.
He's Don Eladio. Yeah, he's Don Eladio's eyes and ears. Maybe all this with Lalo was Lyle testing Gus. Lyle was testing Gus to see if
there
he
you
was.
You have done good, Gus.
You have done.
Clean that fryer, bitch. Oh, sorry.
I am not cleaning that fryer. I actually did have to clean fryers like that. They are pain in the butt.
Dude, I know. No. See, that's the funny thing is I way back in another life, KFC, man. I know exactly what it is to boil those fryers out. So I was like, ugh. Give me the.
I just used to spray them. I used to like just dip them in water and soap and then sanitize them and then spray. Try to get as much stuff out as I can. It's not easy to scrub them because there's no flat surface. It's all it's all wire. It's all mesh and stuff. So.
Whose theory was that? Sorry, did you see Judo Joker's comment down there?
I saw some theories of Kim and Lalo falling in love and running off together.
Dude, that's like some shipping stuff right there. Are those the Raylos doing that one? Like Kim and Lalo, we just want to see them together, so we're just gonna come up with some off the wall theory.
How about even a better one? You say Raylos? How about Mike and Saul? Mike and Jimmy.
Mike and Gus. Mike and Gus.
Or Mike and Gus. Yeah.
Mike and Gus. The last scene is Mike and Gus embracing.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. We're going down a weird rabbit hole.
Mike was just talking about Mike was admonishing Gus. He's like, "Don't you play detective without telling me." I mean, they're like,
I love you too much.
I love you. I love you too.
Die.
I love you so much.
I love you so much, Gus. You can't die.
That was yeah. But
What?
we
Yeah,
still
sorry.
haven't finished the episode yet. So we're at the very end, and we're with Saul, and Saul is basically alone. He's sitting in the bathroom. He's still kind of in shock. So they untied him, and of course, Mike was like, "Don't scream." Like Mike was just like, "Calm." He's like, "I need you to calm down." He was being very stern, but yet very instructive
Supportive, pretty much.
or
Yeah.
supportive too. Um, he's like, I need you to tell me need you to tell me where and how long Lalo has been gone. And Jimmy's like, I don't know where he went. He left the moment after Kim left, and then Mike figured it out. Mike figured out, oh,
Yeah,
he
right
went to
away.
the lavenderia, and then he's like, oh, then he thought like, oh, then he's like, oh shit. Then they leave, but we're now it's dawn. Now it's dawn, and it looks like they're taking away his refrigerator. So they're using the refrigerator to transport Howard's body.
Yeah, that scene, just Jimmy looking out there and seeing Howard and I was just like, oh man,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
Howard got ragdolled this whole episode. It was tough.
yeah. Howard, yeah, just like once again, Howard did nothing to deserve any of this happening. Like had they not done it, he would not have shown up at their apartment, and he'd be alive. He'd be alive. He'd be with his wife, or he'd still be dealing with life. But that's how they wrote this, and it's not always pretty. It's like one thing about Breaking Bad. It's always like a victim of circumstance when things happened. Like
What? Yeah.
it was always beyond control. Even with Walt, even though everybody rags on Walter for being a villain, and in some ways he is because he's highly manipulative, especially to Jesse. And what's great about Jesse's character was he learned from that. And he changed. He was able to, the last thing he says to Walt is say that you want it. He's like, say that you want it. And then he's like, I want it. Stuff. When he's like, pointing a gun at him at the end, which I did rewatch. So, but yeah, I mean, I love the writing. I think the writing's great.
Yeah.
And,
Oh
and
yeah.
they
Yeah. So I'm getting caught up reading some of the chat. Sorry, it's there's some gold in there, but yeah, I feel bad whenever I think of Howard, just because I feel like there was moment like he definitely didn't deserve it, at least in my opinion, and it's
yeah,
directly on his death is directly on the two of them, just because.
magic case, just the right amount of dirty. Yeah, that's pure Saul goodness. Saul good. And Henry Lemoyne says, "I love how everyone thought Mike would kill Lalo and save Gus." Yeah, I was kind of I didn't think it was going to be the case because it didn't seem like it was set up that way. But I really love how it's like Gus manned up and went to the lab and dealt with it himself. Yeah, makes him more badass. Yeah, and that's basically why he. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. Joe Joker says, when Gus is on the phone at the end with Lyle, there's a bit of hesitation after he heard Gus speak, as if he was processing that his plan to send Lalo to kill Gus had just failed. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
That's
That's
exactly
exactly
what
what.
happened. He was
So,
reporting back to Don Eladio. We
so
failed, sir.
yeah, so Judo Joker's statement is canon. I'm calling it now.
I'm with
So,
it. Yep.
and he's like, then do it. He's like, then do it. Then do it yourself. Love that
Do
line.
it.
Yeah.
Do it then.
Yep. Do it. So let's see. So yeah. So let's go. Where am I at? So Jimmy, like the first thing, Jimmy's like, "Where's Lalo?" Jimmy's like, "What's going on with Lalo? What's going on with Lalo?" And he's like, and Mike's like, just shut up. Lalo is not coming back. He is not coming back.
So are we just to believe, since he still thinks both him and Nacho are alive, he just still doesn't believe Mike that he's not coming.
Mike didn't say specifically that the
Well, I
Lalo was
know
dead.
he
He just said that he was no
implied
longer.
he implied heavily that he was dead, but are we just to take
Yeah.
from that Saul just didn't get that at all, and was just too terrified of Lalo at this point to believe that he's gone?
That or it's just like they said, like the whole Lalo thing was a throwaway line from Breaking Bad. So,
Well, I don't think they ruined anything. I think
no,
I mean, he thought Lalo was dead and he showed up. So why would he think Lalo's ever dead?
yeah, exactly. So, Yeah, yeah, you're right. So, um, I thought it was an interesting way that he didn't specifically say he was dead though, so I can kind of buy it. I want at least the writing is so good here that I will let that I will
Well,
let that slide.
see, but that's what I'm saying. I think it was done well. I think it was Mike said basically without saying he's dead, and at this point, like Judo Joker just said, Mike told him Lalo was going to die before. So why
And then he
does
came, and then he came
and then he's
back
back? He came
despite
back.
that.
He's in
So,
his living
so
room
it
and
might
killed
be
Howard.
just, it might be maybe here's an interesting idea. Maybe it's just an irrational fear now with
Yeah,
what
yeah,
he's thinking, because like he was really extremely
yeah.
frightened when Walt and Jesse took him hostage, and the first thing he thought was Lalo probably, and
Yeah.
then he screamed, "Did Lalo send you?" That's probably why he screamed it.
Well, I mean, I mean, look, man. If you told me, 100% this guy is dead, and then that guy shows up a week later in your living room and kills somebody in front of me, you can tell whatever you want. If I haven't seen the guy dead, I don't believe he's dead.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
so it's a completely
I'd be
rational
terrified. I'd be
fear.
terrified probably forever. Yeah, being
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yep.
it's an
Yep. So
irrational
he could tell him
fear.
straight up, Lalo's dead, and Saul could be like, I don't believe you. You told me
Yeah,
he was dead before, and then he
yeah.
came in my living room. I
And
don't believe
kill
him.
and then killed and shot someone in
And
the
then
head right in
killed
front of
somebody in
me.
front of me, and then
Yes.
threatened to kill us. Yeah, you could give me his head, otherwise I don't believe you.
Yeah, especially like he's like how? And like the first thing you hear when Lalo shows up, Jimmy's like, how?
Yeah.
It's like,
So
how?
yep.
Yeah,
So I
it's
thought that was
crazy.
done. I thought that was done well. I mean, honestly, I think it was done well. It it shows that Saul has a nice bit of
Yeah.
paranoia still left in him, and Mike wasn't. Mike tried to tell him to put him at ease. Just Saul doesn't believe him, and
Yeah.
rightfully so. I think. Yeah.
Hard boiled says, yeah, same thing. Jimmy already saw Lalo come back from the dead once in his eyes. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we're getting at. So
Yep. 100%.
and and plus I think Mike said the less said, as in the less said about this, the better. It makes sense that Mike would not give the details for compartmentalization. Yeah. Mike is a man
Ooh.
of few words, and I would rather watch Mike not say anything and just do stuff than hear insufferable people talking about nothing like for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
Votes are
That's
getting closer, buddy. Votes are getting closer.
where are we at now? 17 votes, 59 say yes, 41 say no. Oh, okay.
Mm.
So yeah, Mike's a man of few words. Vols the Goat says Walter, Saul, Kanye, or Drake, two endless debates. I don't listen to hip hop, so I don't know much about Kanye or Drake. So yeah, sorry. I failed you. I'll do better. Joe Joker says, I think this the way this works out lines up perfectly with Breaking Bad. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and if it doesn't, I mean, the writing is just once again the writing is so good that I will let something like that slide. It's not
No,
going
I
to
think
anger me.
it's subtle, but I think it
Yeah.
plays on both the characters. Mike doesn't
Yes.
say much, and Saul is paranoid, and he's already
Yes.
seen Lalo come back from the dead once.
Yeah.
You're not going to convince me he's dead.
Yeah.
I think it lines up perfect.
Yeah. Lalo's basically like a comic book villain. If you don't see him die, he ain't dead.
And then there is no alluding to Nacho being dead to Saul at all.
Yeah.
Saul still has no idea what's up with Nacho. So
Yeah, and he'll never know because
yep,
he's not that deep in the game
yep.
like Mike is. So he knows some things, he doesn't know everything. So I can believe that. So
Yep.
And yeah, we're going forward. So yeah, so they take his refrigerator, and like I said earlier, Mike and Howard share a scene together. So the only time they share a scene together, and Howard's dead. So
Poor Howard.
poor Howard. But hey, at least Patrick Fabian got to act alongside Jonathan Banks
He fell
for
in
a few
that pit
minutes.
real good, man.
Yeah. Well, he also in the apartment. Mike was in the apartment too. So
Oh God, yeah, that was such a haunting scene. Just seeing them plop him in the fridge and Saul
yeah,
looking out there.
and Saul looking at it, it was just like,
It's
oh
just like,
man.
oh,
Yeah,
good
he's just,
lord, yeah. Oh boy.
So, like I said, Mike coaches them on Howard's situation to basically to perpetuate the lie they made about him. Cocaine in Howard's car. They're going to put the cocaine in Howard's car's upholstery. So kind of like the think French Connection. Car's dirty type of deal.
Yeah. Well, I think the worst thing about that is I feel like I almost felt like, and tell me what you think, but I felt like Mike was sort of putting it on them because he was sort of giving emphasis to the this is what you were planning on doing to him anyways, right? So now
Yeah,
it's the truth. So just keep going with the lie you created. Now the lie is the truth because that's what you had planned, right? So
yeah,
I felt like there was a little bit of emphasis, sort of Mike sort of twisting the knife a little, going, "This is your fault, but now it's reality, so deal with it," right? At
yeah.
least
And,
for me,
and
I don't
he's
know.
like, he's just like, he's just like, he talked to them like he talked to Werner. He's like, you have to do it this way now. Like that, it's not just you guys involved. We're all involved here, and there's going to be consequences if you do anything out of line.
Right?
That's kind of what I picked up from that conversation.
Yeah.
And of course the like once again instructing like the stories, and it's like there's going to be people going to come to you. You're going to be asking for statements. You're going to have to go to court. You're the last people. The car was here, so people are going to see it, and people are going to know that you're the last people. You're going to have to say that you were the last people that saw him, and you say that he was just say that he was high, and then they drove off.
Yep.
And so, yeah, and he said we're gonna leave some stuff there to make it seem like he went into the water and committed suicide. And the first thing he said to them was like, "They're not going to find anything.
Yeah.
The body's not going to be there." And then we find out where they actually put the body.
Yep.
And my prediction on that was correct. Well, not on Howard, but on Lalo.
Lalo,
Lalo.
yes, but I didn't expect Howard to be down there either. When you saw the beginning of the episode, I figured he'd float up on the beach or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. Because you saw the shoes. You saw the
Well, and I
shoes.
think
And
there was
then,
a gun there too, wasn't there?
yeah.
So I thought gun, shoes, wallet, ring.
Yeah,
Figured
the
he
wallet
walked
and the
in.
ring were left in the dashboard, I
Yeah.
believe, in the car. And
Yep.
yeah, I was wondering where that beach was. Was this California? I was wondering where was this? Was
Well,
this California?
he said it. I would imagine because they said he wasn't going to show up for a few weeks,
Yeah,
right? Or for a
yeah.
while. I
Thanks.
don't know if he put a day amount on it,
I don't
but yeah.
know. I was like,
Who's
I'm like, is that the Pacific or? Yeah, it must be the Pacific. I don't think there's any
Yeah, well, New
real.
Mexico. I mean, they could have went down to the Gulf, I guess, but
They have to go east to go to the Gulf. Yeah,
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 whatever.
yeah. So and so that's where we leave. That's where we leave off with Jimmy and Kim. And of course, the thing that Mike stresses the most is he says none of this ever happened. None of this ever
Yeah,
happened. And of course, then we see Howard being put in the put in the refrigerator. He's like, "You're going to get a new refrigerator. You're going to get a new refrigerator.
stainless steel's okay,
Stainless,
right? Yeah,
stainless steel's okay, right? Yeah,
stainless
okay,
is fine,
right.
right?
Yep,
If it's not too frickin' bad.
yeah, yeah. They bury Lalo and Howard together. It looked like it was so weird seeing them seeing them
Oh God,
put in that same ditch
Howard
together.
deserves so much better, man.
And
Oh my goodness,
no one's ever gonna know where he's at. It's so
so
dark.
bad. Yeah, yeah.
It's so dark. But and then the thing is, I knew that the rest of the cartel would, except for of course Don Hector, would not know that Lalo is alive, or that would everyone would think he's dead, and then now he's actually dead.
Now
So
we're shipping
it all works out pretty well.
Lalo and Howard,
Lilo,
together
yeah,
forever.
they looked like they were like a
They were
couple
cut.
buried together. Yeah. Lalo and Howard for together forever. Yeah, forever. What's funny was there was an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where they were all like Larry and the rest of his friends were like they all got their where they're going to be buried, and it got to a point where they got into an argument. He gets into an argument with Susie. He's like, "I don't want to be buried next to you for eternity." It's ridiculous like that. So, but yeah,
Oh, we got a theory in chat here too.
there are
Judo
some
Joker's
very isolated places in Northern California. I could see that. Okay. I mean, they are willing to travel. They're willing to travel far for stuff. So drive that car all the way out there. Yeah.
We got a Judo Joker theory in chat. A real one, it looks like.
Is it this one? I think we all
No, there's it's two or three above that. Theory time. It says. There you go.
Okay, theory time. A real one this time. All right. Okay, everybody put your pants on, put your thinking caps on. We're gonna
Put your
go through
pants
this.
on. I refuse. Go ahead.
Gus pays off. Okay, Gus pays off Kim and Jimmy for legal consultation, like he did for Mike as a security, quote unquote, security consultant. And that's how Jimmy and Kim buy the mansion. Okay.
I think you're right that Mike's basically. I don't know that Gus is going to have any direct contact
No.
with them at all. I think Mike is
No.
totally the point man.
Yes.
Whether they give him a, I mean, they may hire him on just to confidentiality. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think that's far fetched.
I'm wondering if we're going to see them beginning like their kind of partner. They have like a sort of partnership that we see in the beginning of their earliest appearances in Breaking Bad. So maybe we'll see more of that.
Yeah,
I hope.
yeah, I do.
So
The budding
Mike might
relationship.
be, yeah, exactly. And then of course it all falls apart. Saul ends up, hiding Walter and Jesse, and then Mike's like, "I'm gonna break your legs, Saul."
Here's a theory
He's
for
like,
you.
"My PI is gonna break my legs. What are you
Lyle
doing?"
needs defending from sticking somebody into the fryer, so Mike comes and gets Saul to defend Lyle. There you go.
Okay, here's a great theory. I wonder where exactly in the lab they are buried. Probably right beneath Gail's coffee setup. Yeah, that's exactly where they're buried. Drinking that best freaking coffee ever. And I in my video, in my review, I still think that Lalo will be reincarnated as the Fly in the Fly episode. That's what
That's just it might as well be canon now. That Fly,
or maybe it's both Howard and Lalo.
it's
Maybe
an
they both.
amalgamation of both of them. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
that's what maybe that's it. Maybe Howard and Lalo are both the
it's
Fly. Both of
Howlo.
their souls are now in that Fly.
It's Howlo, the Fly.
Hollow the Fly. How low? How
Howlo.
low the Fly? How low the Fly?
Oh
It's
my
got a
god.
nice ring to it.
There you go. Why not? Let's just put a stamp on it. Call it done.
And he says, and Gus's money will make the Sandpiper settlement look like change, short change, small pennies.
Yeah, I guess they still got that money coming. Didn't even think about that.
It's a 1.6 million for Jimmy, or maybe less. I don't remember.
It's a lot.
I think we all agreed on Lalo being buried there, but nobody called Howard being buried. No, we didn't. I know I called it like Lalo was going to be buried there, but no, not Howard. So Howard together forever. Oh yeah. Hashtag justice for Howard. Yep, justice for Howard.
Poor Howard.
And where are we at so we got 25 votes. 64% say yes, Kim is going to live. 36% say no. Okay, that's where I'm going to end the poll. All right, I'm gonna create another poll.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Poll number 2. I'm ready.
All right, will Jimmy survive? Yes.
Ooh, will Jimmy survive?
Yes.
I like where you're thinking.
There we go. Another poll is up. And here's another one. Let's see. Jesse and Walt flash forward will be them standing over where Howard. That's why I thought it was going to happen with Lalo. When we're Howard and Lalo, and then the Fly landing on the grave. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, exactly. Oh boy,
that would be fun. That would be fun.
So yeah, I wanted to go back talk about. So they're putting their bodies down. They drop Lalo like right away. They don't give a shit about him. But Howard, like Mike tells them to lay off for a few seconds, and he takes off like the shoes. He takes off, I think his ring. He takes off his ring and like any other important possessions, his wallet. And I guess this was his way of saying, because Howard was not in the game, it was kind of Mike's way of giving whoever, giving the wife or whoever, loved one some closure and some closure.
I think maybe. I mean,
because that's part of his arc was like because like he went and he found that one good Samaritan that that
So you think it's more that than just convincing the world that Howard killed himself?
well that too, but I I think it was left there for the sake of the whatever the family. But yeah, he had to they had to make him disappear. Obviously, they had to make it look like a suicide. But yeah, I mean, I think there was more to it. I think it's more nuanced than just um, Mike wanted to make it look like a suicide. The way Mike looked at Howard
No,
just
that
kind of made me think that.
no, the look definitely was like, man, this didn't have to happen to you. This shouldn't have happened to you.
Yeah,
Sort
he
of look,
wasn't
right?
like he wasn't in the game. So
Yeah, yeah.
and that's
So
how he felt about that one civilian, that one good Samaritan that helped. Because remember, he robbed that one truck, that one a lot, one of Don Hector's trucks, and a good Samaritan tried to help, and Hector had him executed.
yep,
And he found this out from Nacho, and then of course, then I think the following season, Mike used like a treasure, a metal detector to look for to find it, and he found him. So yeah, so I think there's still some of that in Mike right now.
yeah.
So
No, I definitely, yeah, I get what you're saying for sure.
and yeah, basically that's it. That's it. They both get buried. The dirt falls on them, and then that's it. The end of the fiend. I say fiend at the end of my notes. Then yeah, that's it. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
And then next week, all we see is black and white Saul's office, and that's it.
yeah.
That's all they're show. That's all we know.
It's fine by me. I'm ready to go in not knowing anything. I'm ready for it. So
So let's see. Let's check on let's check on the so will Jimmy survive Better Call Saul? 7 votes, 86% say yes, 14% say no. Okay. Um yeah. So I chose yes. Did you vote?
yeah, I voted yes. I think he
Yeah.
survives. I don't think they'll kill him.
No, I don't think they will either. So but yeah, that's the end of the episode. Any final thoughts? How would you rank this with the rest of the season?
I mean, it's right up there. I mean, it was great to be back. So, I mean, I don't want to say that the hype was there for me. So, I hate putting numbers on it, but I'd say 7, 8 out of 10. I mean, it was one of those.
Did you think
It,
this was a great payoff episode?
yeah, I think it was. I think the payoffs were good. I guess I wouldn't say great. I think the payoffs were good. I think they're. I was glad to see them putting some bows on some tying off some storylines and you know I didn't realize. I wish they. I don't know. I wish they might have given Lalo a little bit more room to breathe. Gave him one more episode maybe, but um, I thought it was fine and I enjoyed it. So I don't want it. It's like you know what I mean. So and I think I'm glad they're wrapping up. Makes me wonder what all we're getting into the next five. I mean, and if your prediction's right, we're gonna get three with Gene.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a lot to unpack with Kim and Saul here in the next two episodes.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, I thought this was a great payoff episode. This was the episode I was waiting for. This was a very Breaking Bad, like 10th, like roller coaster ride of an episode. It's Better Call Saul. I mean, one thing I mean, I've been telling people that Better Call Saul is very different from Breaking Bad. It's more of a drama. It's more of a drama, but there is still some of that thriller aspects that come from that stem from Breaking Bad. But this episode was just full like roller coaster ride. Like I was like, what is going on? What is going to happen? But just sending Kim, I was worried about Kim. See, I'm invested. I'm invested in these characters, and I even though Kim and Jimmy have been doing so much bad stuff, and they're the reason why Howard's dead. I still care about them.
Yeah.
I still care about them, and heck, I even care about Gus. And Gus is the greatest villain of all time, and he's the reason why Nacho. I mean, reason why Nacho was between a rock and a hard place. So
Yes, sir.
so yeah, so now three. Yeah, this season, first 8 episodes in, 3 characters are dead. but the Howard one hurt the most. The Howard one hurt. I mean, the Nacho one hurt quite a bit, but the Howard one hurt the most because I don't think anybody saw Howard dying. Like
When
I
he
did not
walked in the
see
room, I
Howard
knew.
dying.
I had a feeling when he walked there, but I didn't think he was. I think to be fair, I think there was a few times I said before that episode that I had this weird feeling that Howard was going to buy it. But I don't know. It was definitely the surprise death. I think we all knew Nacho was gonna, or we all suspected Nacho was gonna meet his fate. Howard was one that was definitely on the fence. Like, well, maybe, maybe not, right?
Yeah.
So. Ruined, yes. Dead, we weren't sure, right?
Yeah.
So.
Did they put out a promo for episode 9? All they showed was black and white, Saul's office in black and white, and there was like a little bit of a monologue. So
I think
it's something to rewatch.
I think somebody said it was a callback to something else, another thing, the speech Saul gives. I don't remember. It was really on the stream. Somebody said something.
Yeah, and Henry Lemoyne basically reiterates my point. Yeah, Mike is really depressed when someone innocent is killed. Not in the game. Warner, Howard, kid on bike from Breaking Bad. I don't even remember if he reacted. It was Jesse that reacted to the kid on the bike from Breaking Bad. I don't remember if Mike reacted to that the same way. I'd have to rewatch that, but good catch if he did. So. Something said about Jonathan Banks' performance. It almost feels like he's admonishing Kim and Jimmy when he says, "That's the story we're trying to tell, right? Right?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I tried to say. He's sort of like, "This is your fault. This is your fault. Mm-hmm. Now it's true. So deal with it." Yeah.
I read this as, "This is what you wanted, right? This is what you get." He never tries to offer him comfort like he did with Nacho or Jesse at times. That's okay.
Agreed, 100%.
Yeah. And then Wyatt says, "One day we'll wake up and realize we haven't thought about it for a while." Okay, that was in the promo. Yeah. It was something like that. So it's something that I think they've learned to live with. I'm guessing they've learned to live with it. They've kind of forgot about it, or they don't think about it. Something that Mike actually tells Jimmy after the episode with the Bagman. Remember the Bagman episode? Remember how Jimmy's freaking out? He's like, "How do you deal with this?" He's like, "There comes to a point where I just don't think about it."
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what he said. And I think this is kind of stemming from that. A callback to that. Chad, yes. I don't know if you agree with that, but
I do. I think it makes a lot of sense.
So, yeah. So, but yeah. So I can't wait for the next 5 episodes. I'm glad this show's back on.
Me too.
It's gonna be sad to see this show go because there are some good shows out there to watch. Actually. Last night I started watching Terminal List, and I'm on I finished episode 4, and dude, that show.
Dude, I binged the whole
end of the first episode made me think of Gladiator. I won't say why, but it made me think of Gladiator, and I was beside. I'll just say I was beside myself. But wow, Chris Pratt, like it's good. It's nice to see characters that are good at their jobs and they're not incompetent buffoons.
Yeah,
and that's another reason why I like Better Call Saul. Even though Jimmy is very comical, Bob Odenkirk's humor and stuff, he's really good at being a lawyer.
And
absolutely. And he's actually funny.
Yeah, but Eternal List, I'm gonna probably end up watching it again just because I binged it through in one sitting. That seems to be my sort of, I get a whole day off if I'm not trying to make a video. If I find, I guess it's just like if I find a good show, I want to watch it. Right, so because good shows are getting harder to come by.
Yeah, and the reason why that show is good is because I think the author of the book, because it's based off a book series, I believe. The author of the book had a very big creative say.
Well, same with Reacher.
Yeah, right? Same with Reacher.
I mean, there's a look, man. There's this rolling theme. Shows that sort of pay homage to the source material.
Yeah,
do well. Ones that go off on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Do shitty. So excuse my language, but
when they become franchises that are supposed to be the flagship of a streaming service is usually a major red flag. I mean, look at Star Trek now. Look at the Star Wars brand, the Marvel brands.
Well, Reacher's supposed to be getting a second season, right? I could totally see Terminal List. So. Terminal List says I looked it up. There's several series with this character. is the lead. Is Chris Pratt's character is the lead? So you know, I could see that getting another season. And I'd welcome it. I think Chris Pratt does a freaking fantastic job in it, and just,
So that's another. That's
really
two
good
good
show.
shows on Amazon right now. You have Reacher and you have
Terminal List.
Terminal List. So the
Absolutely.
Terminal List. So it's a great. I would say the Terminal List is basically a revenge story.
A little bit.
It's a little bit of a revenge story. It's
psychological thriller, revenge,
psychological thriller. Yeah,
because you're always thinking there's always that, is he crazy? Is
yeah,
he crazy?
yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's all that question's always looming. So,
Yep. So
but I did want to address this. So, they announced that Carol Burnett has joined the cast of Better Call Saul for the final few episodes. So, I'm curious what she's going to do because they've mentioned her.
Are they gonna do like future Kim and Jimmy, like old and gray?
I don't know. I don't think so. But apparently, Carol
Maybe it's her
Burnett.
mom.
Maybe. I mean, Carol Burnett is she's like 89 years old right now. She was like doing comedy like back in the 60s and 70s. She did a lot of work with Lucille Ball, and besides being known for I Love Lucy, Lucille Ball is the reason why Star Trek got a second pilot, and the original series got a second pilot. So the first pilot got denied by the studio because it was not the Western, it was not the exciting Western adventure story that they were promised from Gene Roddenberry. It was actually more of a cerebral thing, and the studio just didn't get it. So it was Lucille Ball that kind of put in the good word, saying we like this production, we would want to see this again. So the studio, the studio acquiesced in that regard.
Yeah,
so,
I mean that I could see her being Kim's mom or something. That would be interesting.
But yeah, Carol Burnett, I'm trying to remember what Carol Burnett was in. I'm looking at her. I'll share my screen. Let's see what she was. I'm gonna move my window into my monitor so I can share the.
What you looking for?
Carol Burnett. What Carol Burnett was in?
Oh, okay. Let's see here. 11 votes. You're at 73 and 27. So
For some reason, it's not letting me move the tabs in this. It's weird.
Huh. You broke it. Dang it.
I don't know what it is.
Carol Burnett is playing a character called Marion. According to Hard Boiled.
Hard Boiled. Okay. Yeah, Carol Burnett. Holy shit, that was big. I may be able to get my mom to watch Better Call Saul now. My mom's watching Better Call Saul. She recently did a breaking, she would not when my dad was alive. My dad was alive during Breaking Bad, but he was gone. He's no longer with us. Shortly before Better Call Saul came out, and so they did not like the idea of a teacher becoming like a drug dealer or something. That was something that they just couldn't. They never got into, even though they watched like Sopranos and all these other really dark shows, but they wouldn't watch Breaking Bad.
Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes it gets stuck on something because I had a hard time just because I lost my mom to cancer. I had a tough time with the cancer stuff, and then I was finally able to reconcile that, and then I was able to enjoy the show. So,
I mean, and of course, I think Neurotic said he couldn't really get into Breaking Bad because I sent him a super chat, and he said it's because I lived how Jesse Pinkman was addicted, was an addict, and went through all that. Well, he went through all that himself. So,
I can see how that could be a trigger
so that's
too.
Why
Absolutely.
that's why he does. He's not a big Breaking Bad fan, but he did cover Better Call Saul before he got big. So, but yeah, so all right, but yeah, I think she was she was in like Mama's Family, and she had her own show, the Carol Burnett Show.
Oh yeah,
the Annie movie, and Annie apparently in the Orville. Annie is still a Broadway production in the 25th century in the Orville. So we see like an alien, like a Chilean girl playing, wearing the red wig and playing Annie. It was hilarious. So Annie's, the Broadway and Annie still exist in the 25th century in the Orville. So
well, why wouldn't it, right? Come on.
Yeah. So so she's playing Marion. So I don't know. I'm curious who she is. So But yeah, Judo Joker sends a tribute your way.
It's
Says I
tough,
just
man.
lost. He says I just lost my dad to cancer earlier this year. It's an awful way to go, even with hospice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
My
appreciate that.
yeah, my dad passed away in July of 2014. He had a bad ticker for the longest time. He had open heart surgery, and then like a decade later, he got sick. He just started getting sicker, and he passed away.
Yeah, it's hard.
So
It's
I mean,
hard getting
it's
past
it's hard
that.
losing a parent.
It's hard until you can start. You can get past and start thinking about all the
Yeah,
good things, all the good effects they had on you, right? So, but
exactly.
thank you, Judo Joker. I appreciate that very, very much.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, but yeah, I think that's it. I love this episode. I
Yeah.
give this episode I'd say I give this episode 9 point.
Ooh.
I'd say I give this episode 9.5 out of 10. I really
Oh,
love
really?
this. Like this was another payoff. This was like part 2 of the payoff from episode 7. So this was to me this was like the perfect way to like that way they split the season. This was the perfect way to split the season. Like this was a great way to, in my opinion, this was a great way to begin, the last 6 episodes.
Oh, I think we hit the ground running. 7 8 for me. I like,
Yeah.
which is very, 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 very solid. That's very, very good. I mean, I don't like giving 1 to 10 ratings because it's like
No.
one rating. Like I could say tomorrow that or the next episode is a 7. It's like, but it was better than the last one. It's just like I'm terrible at giving ratings. So, but
Mm-hmm.
um, very, very, very good episode. And definitely hit the ground running. So.
Yeah. I
And
totally agree.
I think the thing I like the most is they're conscious of the fact they have things they need to wrap up to give us a good ending.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
they're not going to leave any threads open. Was what I took from this. It's they're conscious of the fact that there are plot threads that need to be completed, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yep.
Considering so many things just sort of forget that they've opened all these storylines. So
Mm-hmm. He says, Judo Joker says, close between this episode and last episode for the best of the season. Yep.
oh, I don't know, man. That Nacho episode still
Oh
right
yeah,
up
that
there.
too. Yeah, that's up there. Yeah, episode 3, episode 6, or episode 7, episode 8. Yeah, these were all great episodes. So
Yep.
yeah. So yeah, he says
Magic.
5 more episodes of Fallout for Howard and Lalo's deaths. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm curious what we're gonna I'm curious what we're gonna see. I'm really curious. That like they
Yeah.
have not given any hints of what's going to be next week. So yeah, we're all in the dark. We're all in the dark on this.
Yeah. For once, I'm glad. I'm happy to be in the dark. I'm ready. Magic Ace, we think the same, sir. 8 out of 10. That's about where I'm at. So,
Okay.
sir, I guess, ma'am. I guess, sir, ma'am. Magic Ace. We'll just go with Magic Ace. I shouldn't be gendering anybody. Sorry.
Yeah. He says I'd rather have them tie things up quick than drag things out. Breaking Bad was always good with that too. Tuco died way earlier than I expected, for example. Yeah, same here. I thought he was going to last like throughout the whole show. So, but yeah, between so Breaking Bad, like a lot of people have said they've watched the first episode of Breaking Bad and not have not really watched any more of it. And I'm like, you know what? I got into Breaking Bad after episode 3. So once after episode 3 with the bathtub, the adventure with the bathtub, and how Jesse pours the chemicals in and it eats up the house and makes makes a bloody Tarantino like mess all over the house. Then I was like, I have to keep watching this. And then of course, then he had the whole thing where they had to kill Crazy 8. And then I kept watching it. And then Tuco came in. And then after Tuco came in, and then they had to make up a story of why he was kidnapped. What they call it, the fugue state. Walter was in a fugue state, so he takes off all of his clothes. He's walking in like a convenience store to create the story that he's in a fugue state. I just kept watching it. So yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm trying to, yeah, like people, yeah, like a lot of people are not watching Breaking Bad. I'm like, come on, Breaking Bad is freaking awesome. So
Yeah. I've watched it several times and it's yeah, it's great. I love it. So
yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. So let's see what this. We have the final numbers
oh,
of
the
the.
vote.
Yeah, what's the vote? I don't have it up. I took it off to create my link for my review. Magic Ace says, "I'm a dude, bro. You're a dude,
Yeah, I'm
bro."
just trying not to get you in trouble.
Uh-oh. I'm getting I am getting an emergency alert. Oh, it's an Amber Alert.
No good.
I thought it was like a tornado warning, but no, we got an Amber Alert.
I don't know. Amber Alert might. Well, I don't know. They're both bad. We'll just leave it at that.
So.
So what's the poll at here?
Yeah, what's the poll?
So I don't embarrass myself anymore with Magic Ace. So we still have 11. So all right, we're still 11 votes, 73 to 27. All right.
Okay, but yeah, so the basic consensus is Jimmy's going to live. I agree. So.
Yep.
But yeah, we've been on for 2 hours.
Yeah, man.
So
time flies, man. Right?
Yeah. So once again, yeah, everybody, hit Howard's missing.
Lyle's missing.
Wow.
Lyle.
No, Lyle's not missing. Well, he's missing for Breaking Bad, so we'll find out.
Man.
So AMC, Peter Gould, Vince Gilligan, Tom Schnauz, all the rest of you writers, I hope you have paid off Lyle. We need to know where Lyle is during Breaking Bad.
Where's Lyle? He better be promoted or somewhere living the life.
Yeah.
Don't kill Lyle. Please don't die, Lyle.
Yeah, I agree.
I just want somebody to do a fanfic with him sitting next to Don Eladio with a little umbrella drink, just like with the sunglasses on, winking at us, like.
Yeah, that'd be great. That would be a great ending to Gus's story. Is that Lyle was in charge all along? Lyle was villain.
We're getting the Howard Hamlin Amber Alerts in chat. Oh no.
Missing person Howard Hamlin, last seen in a blue Jaguar, license plate Namaste 3. At least that's how I say it. And Henry Lemoyne says the scene where Lalo and Howard are both dumped in the hole and buried was so well done. Yeah.
Yes. Agreed.
I mean, I mean, Better Call Saul in general is done usually almost always well done in my opinion. Yeah. So, but yeah, everybody don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're new here, you've never been on this, I've been on the Reportorial stream, hit that subscribe button. And and if you really like the content, I have memberships. And I'm still learning how to deal with memberships. But I have memberships. Hit the join button. Steve is a member of the Nerdporial Continuum. So I'm in total control. I'm in total control of Steve right now, or Steve. So, but no, that's not true. But but yeah, just if you really and check out my others. Yeah, check out my Better Call Saul review. YouTube has not really been putting it out. I had it out for since this morning, and it's only gotten 20 views. Oof. Despite the fact that I have 1.3, I have almost 1.4K subscribers, but it only has 22 views.
That's
so I'm weird. So Vivid Kiwi, he puts out a video, and within an hour he gets 10,000 views. Same with and Pete Peppers gets double that, so it's crazy.
Huh?
So
maybe them keywords. I don't know. That's weird.
I mean, I use the hashtags and everything. So, but yeah. So he says, why weren't the other corpses dumped in the Lalo hole? Because they weren't important enough. Because those guys weren't important enough. They were just cannon fodder. But he's got a great point. Why were they not? Why were they not?
That's actually a real good point. They should have had them below them or something. But yeah.
Yeah, but no.
Where did they go? Where'd the extras go? Where'd the red shirts go?
I guess they weren't important enough. Maybe they just got vaporized. They weren't worthy of a burial. They weren't important enough to the story for a burial.
Oh my goodness.
So
well picked out though, Mr. Robinson. I have to say, very very astute observation.
That was a very good observation. Part of me likes to imagine Patrick Fabian was in the dark on everything, and he discovered the meth lab for the first time in his burial scene. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Died on the job, no cover up needed.
Yeah.
Yep. Some jobs have their hazards.
Those laundromat shop bullets in them.
Lavender Diaz. Yep.
Yeah, evil laundromat.
Another Better Call Saul YouTuber I'll give a shout out to is Courtney Reviews. She's great. It has the same subscribers as you guys. Oh, okay. Courtney Reviews.
Cool.
I don't know if I'm a subscriber to her. I'll have to check her out. It's crazy seeing Mike doing all this cool shit and being a great character and knowing he gets dissolved. Yeah, I know. There's one thing. If there's one thing I wish they could if there's one thing if I could make a wish foundation, if I could get any wish I wanted, I would say Vince Gilligan, please change Mike's fate. Don't have Walt kill him, just have him disappear.
Yeah.
He should have just disappeared completely.
It's a hard one. I agree.
Yeah, because he gets dissolved just like everybody else. Like they take him in. They don't really they show it like in I forgot, they show in like little clips. It's a weird little opening. It's very surreal. Someone left their bullets in their pants pocket before putting it in the dryer. Hate when that happens.
Killed all three of them at once.
Yep, that's it.
Hell of a way to go.
So yeah, now I want to rewatch the episode. So everybody, Prophet, do you have something you want?
Well, no, just check me out, Prophet of the Dragon. Off work here tomorrow, so finally be able to make some more videos. So, but mostly Wheel of Time focus, but branching out in several other directions, and hopefully going to be trying some new things here out shortly. But going to be streaming some Wheel of Time stuff on Wednesday. And I'm trying to figure out that membership thing right along with you at just over 1,000. So figuring it out as I go here. So, but thank you. It's always a pleasure being here with you. I've been looking forward to this coming back because it's a lot of fun talking to you in chat. Chat as always is golden and has some of the greatest comments and theories and pick up things that we always miss. So it's always a pleasure to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I'd love to. Another thing, if you guys have other social media, I have Instagram and I have Twitter, so you can follow me. I'll put the link to my. If you have Twitter, I'll put the link to my to my thing, my what do you call it, handle. So that's my handle. So I usually will announce what, like, if I'm uploading a video or if I'm doing a stream. So that way you guys can do this.
Yeah.
And Henry Lemoyne says, "Will you be doing this every week?" Yeah, I have. I've done these for every episode this season. I have a playlist. I'll link my playlist.
I have booked off work for these streams, so at least part of work, because so I hope to be here with him. I've been his wingman for this Better Call Saul adventure.
That's right.
Hopefully we can all the way through to the end. I hope so. That's the plan. One day we got to get on stream and play some video games or something, man.
Yeah, I have to learn how to do that.
We can figure it out together. Screw it.
All right, so I'm going to put down Better Call Saul playlist. And there we go. But yeah, we're planning on doing these every week. I can't wait to, like, episode 7. Episode 7 had the biggest freaking. I've never had a chat, or I've never had a stream that big. It went up to, like, how high did it go? It went up to almost 80 people.
Yeah, we were high. I don't know, but you 45 or something tonight, man. It was pretty darn good turnout. So thank you everybody for coming too. It was awesome. But yeah, we did the whole first half of the season, so let's keep rocking it out.
So yeah, and I know, Prophet, I know you have a Twitter handle too.
Oh, shoot, man, you put me on the spot. Let me see if I can. Mine's like weird because I couldn't do here. I got you. Here I go. Let me be fast. There you go.
So yeah, the one thing I could say that we do different from other content creators is we actually talk to the chat. Well, as long as the chat's not going too fast, it gets to a point where we won't be able to address every single thing. But with tonight's chat was great. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much for the support.
Yep.
And yeah, thank you. Thank you for I think what was his name that sent those donations.
Oh shoot, I wish you starred him. It was oh
I have
gosh,
to really. I haven't seen his. Let me look.
trying
I'll
to get
get
back up.
there. I think Louis Berry. Yeah, Louis Berry. Thank you so much for the super chats. And of course, all you guys, Wyatt Kern, Judo Joker, Magic Ace have been with us since like probably the very first episode.
I think so. Yeah.
So you guys have been awesome. And of course, Henry Lemoyne, you're new here. Thank you so much for your support. Richard James Robinson. Hard boiled, you guys, once again, Richard Prono. Yeah, you guys were all awesome. You guys have made other astute observations that even we didn't. So
yeah, it makes it a lot easier to do this. You guys, if we get stuck on something, you guys pick us right up. So I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun, and thank you guys.
Yeah, and yeah. You guys are a customer. You guys are also fellow fans.
Love talking good stuff, man.
We love talking nerd stuff. That's something
that
I think more people need to do and stop. Just have conversations. Don't yell at each other for having disagreements.
Yep.
So, but yeah,
yes,
all right. But I think this is where we're going to wrap up this thing. So, yeah. So once again, everybody, thank you so much for coming by, and thank you so much for the support. I can't wait to do the next 5 episodes. This is going to be a blast. And I'm curious. Like, I know they're going to do a Talking Saul for the final episode, so I'm curious how big that stream is going to be when we get to it. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, maybe we'll break some records for you. I hope.
Yeah, and but yeah, everybody, once again, have a good night. May the wings of Norporeals carry you through to the next episode of Better Call Saul.
Night, everyone.